keyword on our website. Grand. That's grand. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation Salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. This is the Troubleshooter Show. We've been serving you for 45 years, solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, going after bad guys, trying to get money back for you, and we do it a lot. We do it a lot. So we love when you call and complain. Sometimes we can't help you, and we're just very honest with you. And we say we can't help you, and here's why. We hear a lot of stories. We hear tragic stories. We hear happy stories. We hear stories that'll piss you off. Become part of it. If you have a problem, question, or complaint, just an inquiry, 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. You can call that 24/7. Leave a message and we will get back to you. 303-627-8466. This hour brought to you by One Clear Choice Garage Doors. Love talking about these guys. If you have a garage door problem at any time, call them 24/7. You know, sometimes you can't get your door closed. You can't go to bed with it open, or you can't get it open. 24/7 service or regular service. All of their prices are fully disclosed on the website. So you can go there and find out what a new opener costs, hinge bolts, tune-ups, whatever. They have all the new technology, Wi-Fi backup, battery backup, time to close features. I love them. OneClearChoiceDoors.com, 720-370-3987. Raymond is up, and we're going to be talking to Buddy Mitchell about floor coverings, and there's a lot of good stuff in floor coverings coming up. Hey, Raymond, what's going on with toll roads, man? What's happening?
Hey, yes, sir. Good morning. It's not that I say that I didn't make a violation, but it's about this Colorado Transportation Investment Office. I received a ticket through the mail for an unsafe lane change.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's getting them. Everybody's getting them. And
well,
you know what they're saying? Here's what they're saying.
Nothing.
It's not an unsafe lane change. What they're saying is this. They're monitoring express lanes because people would use express lanes and then dart out of them over the double line in order to avoid the toll readers. And they're simply now monitoring people, and I will tell you they get it wrong. I know they get it wrong. They make some assumptions about your car. If you don't see the pic of you actually crossing the double lines, you should contest it. Because what they do is they take pictures of you along the way and then use logic to say you must have not, because they didn't. Let's say there was a reader in between and they see you in the express lane before and after, you can get a ticket, even if they don't see you cross. Now, in other cases, they actually have you crossing the line. But tell me, how much is it?
It is for $75. But the reason I'm really aggravated with this is not because of the $75. It is the statement thereafter. It says, if paid after the 25th, it will be $150. Like they're going to really double down on you and, extort some more money out of you. I mean,
all tickets are that way. You can pay them sooner or later. If you pay them sooner, they're less. Now, just so you know, that is an accusation. It's not a foregone conclusion. You can ask for a hearing. You can go through the whole deal.
But I had trouble. There's all kinds of information on here about how to pay the thing. But whenever we went to, by the advice of the person that I spoke with for the CTIO, said, go online. Well, it's not that everybody has a computer.
Well, actually, they assume, for just for all practical purposes right now, and for, as they say, all intents and purposes, they do assume everyone can get online.
Right.
Well,
That's not an excuse.
yeah.
Do you want to contest
No.
Tell me what you want to do. Do you want to contest it?
I want my day in court with them. I want some really protest about this because
Okay.
it's not about a measly $75. It's about principle.
Okay. Now, you know that if you lose in court, you'll be charged court costs and bigger fines, and it'll be a mark on your
I'm
license.
aware.
Okay.
Well, this will be as well. I mean, they're going to raise my insurance rate now.
No, they won't. If you pay that, they will not raise your insurance. No one will ever find out about it.
And you only have X amount of days to decide whether or not you want to get in front of a magistrate or the board or whatever they call it now.
Yeah. Well, this is, to me, just about principle. And
Well,
I think
I understand that, but what are you going to tell me? What? And again, I'm not trying to talk you out of it, but I do want to talk to you about this because, Raymond, you don't sound like a nut. You sound like you really mean it. So, what principle are you trying to accomplish here? Tell me what you're trying to accomplish. Do you think it'll change the way they do things? Because it won't. Do you think it'll help others? It won't. So, what principle will be helped, or what will be accomplished? What goal will be accomplished?
Because I think that it should be eliminated, that kind of ticketing.
But you protesting this will not get it eliminated.
So, what is the measures anybody can take to get things changed?
Okay, that's a good question. If you truly want to get this changed, well, there is a such thing as going through the courts to get things changed, but this would not be heard by any higher courts. Let's say you go to court and you want them to prove that you did the lane change. They'll have their experts come on and say, by the way, is there a pic of you crossing the lane, or what do they have as proof on that ticket?
Well,
What do they have, Raymond? Just tell me about the picture. What does it show?
It just shows the tail end of my car. I'm not over straddling any line. I'm in a lane. There's double lines next to me, but I don't know where I'm placed at on the highway.
Then hold on. Then you have a right to ask for proof. Now, if they have someone come and give their opinion that there's a previous picture of you in the lane as well, and there's a picture there of you in the lane, and between those two spots there was a toll reader and your car was not red, then they're going to have you. They're going to say it's impossible for him to go from one spot to the other without crossing under the toll reader. He must have done a lane change, and you will lose if that's the case. I don't know what they have. Is there anyone you can call and talk to? I don't know what evidence they have. If you want to find out what evidence they have, you can challenge it and have your day in court. Now, let's say you have your day in court and you disagree with it, and then you want to appeal it. What I'm saying is the gravity of this case will not lend itself to higher courts. They will turn down any appeal unless you found an egregious abuse of power or process. Just because you're pissed off won't be enough. So let's say they turn it down. You go to the next court, they turn it down. You go to the next court, they turn it down, and then the Supreme Court would turn it down, obviously. If that happens, you're out $100,000 or more, and you haven't changed anything. Let's say you do go to appeals, and let's say you do go higher, and let's say upper court does say, yes, it does have an abuse of quality. You really can't make the conclusion. Therefore, you win. You have spent $100,000 and you won, and possibly that precedent would change the way it's done. Did he hang up?
There's another way.
Hold on. Did Raymond hang up?
It.
Did Raymond hang up? Kachina, you're the one controlling this. You went on the call screener and erased him. Did he hang up? That would be a yes or a no, by the way. If she's...
Sorry, super busy. Got him back.
Okay. So, Raymond, in addition to this, the other way to do it, Mark was going to say, I don't know, it would change the law. You can get state lawmakers to literally change the law. Is that what you were going to say, Mark?
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of that is done by your vote. So if you get enough people to vote a certain way that believe in your cause, you might be able to get it done.
You can actually go, Ray, and you can start talking to politicians and ask a lawmaker to introduce a bill that would outlaw it.
But the bottom line is it pulls from their tax trough, so it's pretty hard to do on either side.
Ray, what I'm saying is this. Going to court for the principle is not going to be the way to go. No one will even notice that you fought this.
Okay.
If it was me, and look, and I got popped by the camera, I have to assume they're not going to lie about it. Somewhere along the line, they got me going in, and, I don't know. I mean,
we do need to hear. We need to hear from someone that's actually fought one of these so we can actually understand what they had to do and, who they had to prove and what the other side said. I would love to hear how one of these got dropped.
But all the investment office is a collection agency. In fact, I'd like to know if we could get someone to talk about it.
And I do disagree with you whether there has to be a photo of the person. It's crazy. Every one I've ever seen, including the one you got, is just a picture of the ass end of the car and the license plate.
I don't think I said the person. I said they have to have a shot of the car before and after the toll reader or going over the double line, the car. Buddy, what were you going to say? Buddy Mitchell's with us, by the way, from Simply Floors, Inc., Buddy.
Well, I own a business, and we have 6-7 vehicles, and we've gotten several of these for our employees.
What did you do?
Not crossing we've gotten one warning. They usually
I know.
send you a warning.
I got a warning. When they first started the program, they did warnings. They're not doing warnings anymore.
Well, okay. I crossed the other day. I was going to my South showroom, and the exit was coming up. I got a phone call, and right after the entrance, I saw
the exit.
Well, I needed to get over, and so I got over. And as soon as I got over, I saw this, and I'll probably get a ticket. I saw the sign. I was like, "Oh crap!"
I imagine the cameras aren't everywhere, but
Well, for me, it was. You know how there's an entrance into the express lane?
Exactly.
And it was dotted lines. And it was dotted lines, and it came up, and I got a phone call. I have Bluetooth.
I understand.
And I was like, oh, crap, I got to get over.
In other words, I didn't mean to do this.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, well, I can't get out real quick.
Right now, what they're saying is once you enter, you can't exit until you get broken lines.
I know, and I stayed in.
Yeah,
and so far, as of right now, I haven't got the ticket.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But 2 or 3 of my employees have, and it usually shows a picture of the front of the person driving the car, so I know which employee is driving the car. And then,
Mark, did you see any of these tickets?
We've gotten a lot of.
I saw yours.
Did it have a picture of me?
No, it's just the ass end of your car.
Okay.
And that double line everybody talks about. They're all right next to that double line.
But how would they prove that you crossed it, though? That's the part I don't understand.
They probably have another. I would guess the computer system works like this. We're forgetting this is, 2024. It catches you in some kind of database entering and exiting all the time.
Right.
So if you miss, so when they get a picture of you outside or inside the line, it already knows if you were in or outside the line. It knows you crossed, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, like I said before, if you were in it before a toll reader and in it after a toll reader, but the toll reader did not get you, then they assume
they don't care. These tickets don't care about the toll, because if you're in the toll and you don't cross that line, it just charges you by your license plate the normal toll fee, whatever that is. What it cares about is you crossing in or out of those double lines. So that's all it's monitoring for the $75 tickets.
Well, I know that's what it's monitoring, but the whole reason behind it, they don't want people dodging the tolls. That's the whole reason behind it.
Of course,
Yeah.
100%.
Okay, so Bob, what's your comment on this? Go ahead, Bob. Bob?
Oh, yeah, buddy.
What's your comment, bro?
There's a lawyer that for the last 3 months has been trying to fight, get an appointment. They are so backlogged with all these people fighting them that you can't even get in. You can't even make an appointment online. So I kind of wanted to let you know that. You guys might check on that yourself to tell these people that's the problem people are having. You can't even get on to fight the ticket.
Okay, it operates a government-owned business within CDOT, this CTIO, and it oversees, it's overseen by board of directors, and it says that it's part of 4 geographic regions, and it's the whole project is to collect money for the coffers. And what I don't understand, though, is how the algorithm works. I would love to hear about it. In fact, is it possible we have a whole FAQ? Like, I'd like to know.
I see. It looks to me right here, Colorado Transportation Investment Office. You go there and you simply put in the notice number, your license plate, and then you can say, hey, it wasn't me, I request a hearing. I mean, I don't have one to put in, but it looks like fighting it is pretty simple, actually.
And like Bob said, they're backlogged because so many people are fighting them.
But I don't even know what that means. What does backlog mean? You got to wait a year for your trial?
I don't know.
Well, okay,
I don't
fine.
know.
Who cares?
And it says here you can even appeal it online. So I'm with
That's
you.
what I'm talking about. I'm on the website where you can appeal it.
Yeah. If you go to expresslanesafety.com, expresslanesafety.com, there's a lot of information there. All right.
Then if you add a /CO, then a /violations, you can actually do it right there.
All right. Give us a call if you've done this. 303-713-TALK. By the way, Ideal Home Loans still doing home loans, so if you're buying and you need a loan, they do it, and with the interest rate guarantee. That means when rates go down, they refinance you free of charge. 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
It's time to battle the Bruins. Hi, this is Voice of the Boss, Mark Johnson. Tonight, the Buffs square off with UCLA and Westwood. Coverage begins.
Quick to this one, quick.
8:50 a.m., 94.1 FM, and on iHeartRadio.
All right, let's talk about an investment that has guarantees. I want you to call 303-779-6600. What do I mean by guarantees? Written guarantees by major companies that issue these fixed indexed annuities. What they do is give you a rate of return. They give you a guaranteed no loss of principal, no loss of any gains that are made. So if you make gains and then there's the market does really bad, it doesn't matter. This is outside the market, and you keep your gains. You can only ratchet up, never down, and guaranteed income for life. Find out more at 303-779-6600.
Very nice.
Thanks. Yes, so
303-910-5475.
I just don't know, man. This whole thing, though, has been just people are so pissed about it.
You got it. Hang on for me.
I'll
They'll
say
be with
this.
you as soon as possible.
You know, the dotted line was there, and it just hit solid and double, and I got over. And that happened about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I haven't gotten the ticket. So I think maybe, the toll booth read me. you know what I'm saying? So hopefully.
Pretty sure Kelly got into the CBD today.
How much time do I have, man?
Hang on. Now you're asking me something when I have a mouthful of food. 4.5. Get out.
Okay, I just want to grab some.
Not entirely necessary if you come back.
Do you want
I'll do
Okay,
that.
we're going to come right to you after the break, okay? So just stand by with me, okay? Be patient. don't know what you're talking about, Shannon. I'm fine.
You high, girl. Oh, you high.
I've never been high in my life. Could you imagine me high? It would not be a good thing.
Certainly seen you a little drunk, but yeah, okay.
I don't think I've ever been drunk in front
Yeah.
of you. I'm going to go pee since I have to.
At one time, I got a few glasses of wine in you, and you showed me your house. She knows.
K-How.
Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Let's talk to Pete. Has an issue he wants to talk about. I think he's calling for his son. Hey, Pete, what's going on with you?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
So I was hoping to give me insight on renters' rights.
Okay, what's going on?
On January 10th, my son's apartment flooded, but it was due to the fire suppression system.
So did it malfunction?
Yeah, it malfunctioned and completely flooded. Really, just his side of the apartment. He lived with a roommate. It was a 2-bedroom apartment. His apartment, I guess, was the most affected from this particular flood.
When you say his apartment, you mean half of his apartment?
Yeah, I'm sorry. His room in this apartment.
Okay.
And the kitchen area.
Okay.
So as a result, so he's renting this particular apartment from a private owner. So I'm not exactly sure how.
Is it a condo?
I think it's sort of like I guess yes is what you would consider it, because it's individually owned in an apartment building.
Okay. What happened to the fire suppression system?
It froze. That was during the time when we had that deep freeze.
Oh, okay.
Does he not have renter's insurance?
He does. So he does have renter's insurance. So my question is as a result of the fire suppression system breaking, that became the building management company came in and started automatically doing restoration. So they tore down drywall, they moved all this stuff out, they did all this they started actually doing restoration issues, or restoration cleanup. Well, as a result of that, the private owner's insurance is now having a problem because they didn't know what the actual issue was before, or how much damage was actually done before they got into to review it. So as a result, they're now arguing between the two.
Well, okay, let me tell you a few things, Pete. You wanted some insight.
Yes, sir.
If a company mitigated problems, that can't be held against them by an insurance company. That's a bunch of crap. When you say the owner's insurance, now, what kind of insurance does the owner of this unit have?
I unfortunately don't know that. My son has only been able to speak to a property manager.
I want to tell you something. It may or may not cover him. Okay? It may not. I don't know what kind of coverage. If he has a condo, was it his suppression system or was it the HOA's suppression system?
It was the HOA suppression system. So HOA came in and automatically started doing restoration.
Well, they would have done that anyway just to preserve the other parts, which they should do. Okay? Now, I don't understand why the owner is having a problem with his insurance. But if your son has renter's insurance, that's all he should concern himself with. What is going on right now? Is the roommate able to live in there and your son's not? What is the situation?
No, nobody's able to live in the apartment at all.
Is his renters, did he put in a claim with his renter's insurance?
Yes, he did.
Okay. And what is the renter's insurance doing right now?
So he's now moved in with me, and they're basically trying to figure out what they're going to cover or what damage of his stuff has been damaged, his electronics, his furniture. What are they going?
And that's exactly so. Everything's happening according to what should be happening. Now, if he's out of there and the owner does not fix his unit, he should not be charging your kid rent.
So I don't know if that's happening. And my other question is also the electricity. So since the contractors and everybody that's been in there trying to do some restoration, his electricity bill has actually gone up since what they had established.
How much did it actually go up?
$100 according to him. His average was about $75, and now he said he got a bill recently. It was $175.
And that's likely because of the blowers and everything. And he can ask.
Is he responsible for that?
Well, yeah, he's responsible for it because they're using his electric. But he can get reimbursement either in small claims court or just friendly asking. He can get reimbursement from his renter's insurance, or he can get reimbursement from the owner of the condo, or he can get reimbursement from the HOA. There's never any automatic answers, okay? But he is responsible to pay it. He better pay it, or he's
because it's in his name. I understand.
Yeah, yes. And then you worry about collecting. But no, it's reasonable that if they're using his electric, they should pay for it.
Okay. How long does he? So at this particular stage, it's already been 30 days, and the landlord is now, or the property manager is now telling him again with the same argument that he's in lieu of whatever the other insurance company is going to do, that it's looking like 2 months before he can move back, before they're able to move back into his apartment.
Okay.
Is he able to break his lease and move forward? That's my real question.
Negotiable.
How long does he have to wait?
Hold on. Pete, that's negotiable. I don't think 2 months is considered unconscionable, but it's negotiable. There is no automatic answer again. If his renter's insurance will pay. And by the way, there should be a per diem or something for being displaced. He needs to look into his coverage, unless he has just a basic piss poor policy. But normally he would get a per diem or some kind of temporary living expenses. He would also get reimbursed for any property that is destroyed of his. the landlord or the owner of that unit would then use his insurance to restore the unit, and the HOA would use their insurance to fix around it. So it really gets complicated with condos. But I would say what your son should do is say, don't expect me to pay rent when I have loss of use, okay? It's not like I'm living there. So either negotiate an out with me or just, I might even sue you for loss of use. So I don't know, man. It's negotiable. Have you talked to how old's your son?
19.
Maybe you should call the landlord and have a conversation, just a friendly one, like we'd like to get out of the lease.
Okay.
But having renter's insurance is a smart thing. 303-713-8255. DenverRegen.com. That's the website for semaglutide compounded. If you are looking for semaglutide in a compounded form to lose weight, check out DenverRegen.com.
Okay.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Verdict with Ted Cruz Podcast.
We're back to calm driving throughout the Denver metro. A couple slowdowns remain into downtown. I-25 southbound showing slower speeds between I-70 and Spear Boulevard. Northbound I-25, it's easy driving through town as well as up north to Fort Collins. Back to town, and if you're heading to DIA, I-70 east and westbound flowing free throughout town as well as out west into the foothills and high country. I-225 north and southbound, no complaints through the tech center. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies, highs in the low 50s, very similar to yesterday. Overnight low of 24. Tomorrow high 40. Those clouds rolling in are bringing scattered snow showers throughout the Front Range. The current temperature is 34 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
I'm Ben Ferguson. And I'm Ted Cruz. The Biden Department of Justice just argued that Joe Biden is incompetent to stand trial. If he can't remember when he was vice president, how can he have the nuclear codes?
We break it all down. Download Verdict with Ted Cruz now wherever you get your podcasts.
Keel and Park, that's a law firm for estate planning, and I urge you to call them to get a free evaluation of your entire estate, top to bottom. They'll make recommendations then on what you need. Sometimes it's just a simple will, or maybe you need a trust, or maybe more than one trust. What about transferring a business, either selling it or giving it to an heir? Or, of course, you can always do a combination. Here's the point. You need someone to go over everything to find out what you need to avoid complications when you pass, and also to protect heirs. Keel and Park. That's the common spelling with an E on the end of each one, Keel and Park. Look them up or go to their website, lawkp.com. 970-818-8198. They'll meet with you free of charge, a free initial consultation, and then flat rate pricing. 970-818-8198.
Three and a half, Mr. Martino.
Thanks for not making me
Your
ask.
planning purposes.
Thank you.
By the way, Kelly's high.
She is high.
What?
What else is new?
What are you talking about? I
Well,
am
we know
not.
you're high, Kelly. Just don't.
Oh my God, you are incorrigible.
Buddy, what do you do?
Uh-oh, here we go.
An iHeart radio station.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
The penalty, we're going back to crossing those double lines in the first caller. Here's how it works. So the first dispute level, you do it right online, right at that expressloansafety.com. You click on it, you put in your ticket number or your citation number, and then you can upload any evidence to try to help your case. Now, if that's declined, you can actually appeal the dispute process, and then that's where you request for a hearing and an answer complaint for the toll evasion, meaning you'll actually get in front of a magistrate. But you have to get denied that first one before you even have that option.
All right. Good to know. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, I need to get a plumber on for a question we have I got by text, and it's a pretty good one about water bills skyrocketing, a meter spinning, but no apparent leaking. So pick a plumber. Do you have any ideas, Mark, who we should call? Let's just
I would say, if we're talking a plumber, Plumline. Hell, their name's right in it.
Yeah, Plumline would be good. If you can't get Plumline, call Fix It. Then you can call 888 Heating. You can call Euro Plumbing. Let's call someone. We got enough experts. Buddy Mitchell, I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow your mind. Buddy Mitchell's with Simply Floors, Inc. By the way, we're taking your calls at 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Of course, you can always call 303-MARTINO when we're on the air, when we're off the air, and we will get your call. If you leave a number, we will get back to you. Buddy, this is amazing. So you wonder, what does this have to do with floor coverings? I'm going to tell you. There is a substance out 3M developed along with someone else, and it's called smog-eating roof.
Okay.
The roof has substances in it that when they react with pollutants like carbon, the pollutants on the outside, is that from the carbon monoxide, right? From cars and stuff?
Right.
It transforms them into gases like nitrogen and oxygen, and it will then, any air infiltration into your house will be clean, and then also the air around your house will be cleaner, and the environment will be better. They surmise that if enough people get this and enough people start manufacturing something like this, it's going to help the environment. Smog-eating substances. So, my question is this. Carpeting is the biggest air filter in our home, I was told.
Yes.
If your carpets are bad, are dirty, you breathe dirty air. Is that right?
Yes. The idea of the carpet being a filter is the dust in the air falls down,
Yeah.
It gradually goes down and it sits on the carpet. When you work on a hard surface like LVP or hardwood, as you walk, you stir that up. Where on carpet, it traps it, and then you can vacuum it up, and it's much easier to clean your house and get the dust and dirt
now
out of
when
the
they
air.
say air filter, though,
It's
air
not-
doesn't move through the carpet.
No, it's just a trap. It's a trap for you
Okay.
to vacuum.
Okay, so that's what they mean by a filter. Can you ever foresee a time where carpets could be treated with materials that would help the indoor air quality?
Yeah, there's a few companies out there working on that. We have a product that we sell from
no fooling
from Mannington. That Mannington Floors has put some sort of cleaner on their carpet that's supposed to help indoor air quality.
I mean, if you think about it, outgassing can be both good and bad. I mean, why just bad? I mean, I never thought of this. Roofing, by the way, does outgas, and now this roof outgasses good stuff, supposedly.
I was thinking of that the other day. I was like, what if they could come up with something like they put over highways that as the carbon monoxide comes out of the out of the.
Why can't they? I don't know.
Traps it and cleans it. Just not. I think I was going down I-70 and I went into the tunnels, and in the tunnels there's these big fans that they just put in, and I thought, well, why couldn't they just put fans like that everywhere?
In other words, like air filters all over. Yeah. And again, they're working on stuff, and I don't think electrification is going to be the answer. I mean, if we truly put all that they want to put on the electrical grid, well, you still have to produce electricity.
Right. And the only way to do that cleanly is nuclear, and we're all freaked out about nuclear.
And solar, but solar is not, you don't get enough from the solar.
Yeah, from what I've read is our solar panel technology is already reaching its maximum unless there's a huge breakthrough.
As far as the technology of the solar itself, you'd have to then increase volume, which is eating up a lot of land, and they say that in and of itself can hurt the ecosystem.
Yeah, everybody knows I'm pretty conservative, right? Yeah. But I don't understand.
Well, I don't know if everybody knows, but yeah, you tend
I lean conservative.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm like, why are we building houses and not putting solar panels on them? Why don't we just pass a law that every new house, because in neighborhoods around town, it's illegal to have solar panels because of covenants.
I know, that's stupid.
And I just think
that'll be changing.
That has to change.
Now, as far as houses meeting certain standards, I think that's not a bad idea. As far as I think the model eventually will be that everything was centralized, and I think it'll start being more decentralized, maybe even neighborhoods, grids, as opposed to a central grid.
Yeah, I think they have to. When I was 20 years ago, I was in Romania, and we were driving down the road.
Oh, by the way, do I need to take a break before the end?
Let's do it.
I better do it right now, and then we'll come back to this. Yeah. By the way, get your calls in, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And I do have some other questions about floor coverings, but any questions you have, any problems, give us a call.
Thank you.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
We're back to calm driving throughout the Denver metro. A couple slowdowns remain into downtown. I-25 southbound showing slower speeds between I-70 and Spear Boulevard. Northbound I-25, it's easy driving through town as well as up north to Fort Collins. Back to town, and if you're heading to DIA, I-70 east and westbound flowing free throughout town as well as out west into the foothills and high country. I-225 north and southbound, no complaints through the tech center. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies, highs in the low 50s, very similar to yesterday. Overnight low of 24. Tomorrow high 40. Those clouds rolling in are bringing scattered snow showers throughout the Front Range. The current temperature is 34 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll have the story of the greatest NASCAR driver of all time, Dale Earnhardt. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
When you look for a product or service, don't you look for the authority? Lazy Days, RV, lazydays.com, they have become the RV authority. I mean, I don't think there's any organization that can boast the locations and the selection and the maintenance and the services of lazydays.com. In fact, our friends at Century RV are now Lazy Days of Denver at Longmont, exit 243 and I-25 on the frontage road. And they have a wonderful maintenance facility up there. That's lazydays.com. Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. I have known Frank for 30 years, and you know what? He is going stronger than ever, selling more for better prices, faster than anyone. That's Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. And he wants to lend to you his expertise to do a complete market analysis of your home to see what it will sell for in this market with all factors taken into consideration. So if you're wondering, there's no obligation to list. He'll do it free of charge. 303-920-1622. 3.5.
4.5.
4.5.
Is it 4.5? Yeah. Get out.
I don't need to. Someday I will. I only pee every 5 minutes at night.
Do you get up, though?
Every.
Thank you. It's actually kind of an old joke.
Funny.
I don't have any problem going to the bathroom. Well, I have a problem getting up and going to the bathroom. Kelly's getting weird now. I think the drugs are wearing off.
Oh, no, they can't.
Mark, thanks for your help getting down there and looking at the dirt and water and stuff.
No problem.
Love that event. Going to go with the daughter and her mom. I think that's the way I should say it after the DIV.
I haven't been there in so many years, but last time I went, man, there was some cool shit.
It is kind of fun, and it's huge. And some of those gardens that they put together, you know, it takes them days to set that thing up.
Easily, yeah. I always like checking out the hot tubs.
Okay, that's weird. Sir, you should have your clothes on, sir. What do they call those ones? It's not a hot tub, but they have them down there. The huge pools that make a current for you to swim in. Kelly?
Swim spas.
A swim spa? Okay.
Those are cool, but man, think of the electric bill on that thing.
Well, I think, isn't it fall into one of those, if you got to think about it, you can't afford it?
Yeah, it's got to be crazy. I mean, I know what our hot tub cost us basically in electricity.
Mhm.
I can't imagine one of those swim things.
Adding,
That's a lot of water
4
to keep
times the
hot.
volume and 6 jets, yeah. Here you go.
Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, we have a follow-up here. I don't want to take him now because we don't have enough time, but I do want to talk to him. We were talking to some attorneys about this, and we will follow up slander of credit, damage to credit, etc. Buddy Mitchell, Simply Floors Inc., we were talking about floor coverings and some of the new technology in floor coverings. So what do you think is going to be the next big thing, truly? What do you think? I mean, we only have like 30 seconds. Well, what do you think? Hold on, go ahead, sir. Sorry.
I think the big thing that's coming back is laminate.
Laminate.
I think laminate
coming back, so it has taken.
It's drastic fall from LVP, but I think laminate's coming back.
Which would be wood covered with something.
Yeah.
All right, we got more about that coming up.
Okay.
So, what is? I know. You explained.
I'm glad he said something normal as opposed to like human flesh, Tom. Wave of the future.
Is that considered engineered? No. What's considered engineered, and why is
Plywood with a wood veneer on top.
Okay, but why? Oh, okay. But why wouldn't?
Nobody knows what what is?
So I'll just tell you. Laminate. The three differences in.
Nobody knows what laminate is?
There's plastic with a piece of paper on top.
Is that what?
I know what it is when you're trying to outrun the law. I'm laminate.
And you put a piece of paper on top to make it look like wood, and then you put
Possibly
piece
different
of plastic,
spelling.
And you put a coat of
We're on the lamb.
Easy explanation.
LVP is.
Laminate.
Engineered wood is plywood.
Shin on the run.
Making a plank.
Oh my God.
You know, out of little pieces of wood.
Got a million of them.
And then taking a veneer and putting it over
All
the
right,
top. And the
I might.
Real wood.
Is real wood. And so think about this. In 1900, there was a lot more trees, and we were cutting them down. And they were cutting down, they could get 3/4 of an inch of wood. That's solid wood. Well, today, with the environmental restrictions, they don't have as much wood, so they have to make engineered. Because out of a tree, 90% of it
Thanks
is
so
not
much for calling the
useful
Tom Martino Show. How can I help you?
or pretty enough to put on a floor. So they grind that up and they turn it into engineered wood, right? And they turn it into plywood, and then they put
press
and
board.
So
Does it
think
have to
about
be, is it plywood or can it be press board?
Press board is
like really,
well, there's
MDF.
good quality MDF.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
and that's what laminate was, is basically pressed wood with a pitcher on top, and then but the technology of the press board, the technology of the resins that they can put in laminate, the pitcher. Remember
So it's
20
core?
years ago what a pitcher was
You have
versus
core?
today. How
Core. Okay. What's your name?
the photography and all
It's
that.
literally photography.
Golf?
It's all photography.
Like
LVP
Rudolph
is
the
all
Red-Nosed
photography.
Red-Nosed
Laminate
Reindeer?
is all photography. They can go into
you've
Kensington
never
Palace,
heard
take
that
a
one
picture
before.
of the floor, and
All
they
right,
can replicate it
gotcha.
and put it in your house. They have
I'm
technology right
joshing
now
with it.
where
All right.
you can take a picture of your logo, the Troubleshooter logo, shrink it down, and print it all over, and your whole floor could be just like little dots of your logo. And you could have a floor made. And they came out with it,
All
and they said,
right,
"Oh yeah,
hang
you can
on,
have any
and
picture
I
you
will
want."
get
Blah
Tom
blah
with
blah.
you as
And
soon
they
as
came out with it,
possible,
and
okay?
nobody wanted
Hang
it.
on for me.
But the technology's there to do it. It was like Clio, CLIEO floors. You could take a picture of, the Nebraska or the CU logo and print it on your floor and put it down. So.
What's Congol?
Congolium is just a
Brand name.
It's a flooring type that never really took off. Congolium was really big for a while. It was mainly a tile look. It looked like tile. It was like the precursor to today's LVP. It's still out there, but
Is luxury vinyl planking really the shiznits right now?
It still is, yeah. LVP is, everybody still wants it, and they don't know why they want it, and it's really hard to talk them out of it. When 10 years ago laminate was junk, now laminate has reemerged as, I think if you talk to most flooring store owners in the United States, and you said to them, if I needed the most durable floor out there, and I wanted it to look the most realistic, what floor would you recommend? And I'd say 9 out of 10 flooring dealers would say I would recommend laminate. A high quality laminate. Like if you go to the Restoration Collection from Mannington, that's just a beautiful, beautiful floor. Down, it looks like a real wood floor, but it's 3 times more durable.
So luxury vinyl planking, and I notice we don't say luxury vinyl tile. Is that just because it truly is planking?
Yeah, we do have a lot of tile looks now, but LVP stands for luxury vinyl plank. LVT stands for tile. People.
But LVP is not resilient to moisture.
It's resilient to moisture. It's not waterproof. That's the lie that has spread. That is just not true.
Oh.
Let me say this.
And they will get their asses
The
fucking
problem
handed
was
to
if this was a laminate floor and you had a vapor barrier down in this
That
room,
should have been
you know,
what Mark
pouring
Jackson
concrete, and you had a lady come in, a cleaning lady, and she took a mop with water, she put it on the laminate, and she washed like.
Ripped off. Bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help with common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Yes, I looked up at the clock and saw that we were on the air. This problem with Ken is a serious one I want to talk about. First, I want to tell you that Buddy Mitchell's here from Simply Floors, Inc., and tell you that waterpros.net can provide you the best water systems at the lowest prices. There's just no other comparison. And right now they do free second opinions. So before you make a major mistake with a giant plumbing contractor and spend tons of money, waterpros.net, okay? 303-862-5554. Free water test, free second opinions, and they have financing. waterpros.net. So Ken called, and I researched this, and we talked to an attorney as well. I can't get any of the attorneys on right this minute, but here's the bottom line. He co-signed on a loan. So for argument's sake and for practicality, it's his loan, okay? I mean, when you co-sign, it's your loan. So he has a car loan, and the car was repossessed. Now, if anyone's going to ever co-sign, I don't think you should, but if you do, make sure you're always notified if there's a default so you can cure it before repossession. A repossession will never help. Now, what he said was interesting because it was a 2014 Hyundai Tucson, and the lender sold it for $1,000. So if the lender sold it for under market value, you have some rights here. But that doesn't mean you're not going to owe anything. You're still going to owe. So Ken, if your goal is to get out of owing something, it's not going to happen. If it's
I understand that.
If it's to reduce the amount owed, I get it. Now, what was the loan? How much was
the original loan?
The loan balance.
When
it was repossessed, what was the loan balance when it was repossessed? Roughly.
15,000 maybe.
Okay. Now, I want to ask another question. Why did you co-sign?
It was a good friend of mine.
Okay. Now, does she talk to you now about this?
Yes.
Does she acknowledge she owes it and not you?
Pretty much, I think so.
How does she plan on paying it?
I don't know. She doesn't have a job right now.
Okay. Now, Ken, this car was sold. Did you do any research on the lender and how they sold it?
Well, I asked them about it, but they just told me that they didn't have any control over how it was sold.
Yeah, they did.
And I didn't know.
So how did they say it was sold? I need to know that part. If they didn't have control, then what did they say happened? That some mystery agency came in and took it out from under them and sold it?
No.
Well,
they
tell
didn't
me what they
anything
mean.
More than that.
What do they mean? They don't have control. What did they mean?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Okay. Who's the lender?
Kansas Credit Union.
Kansas. Okay. And you said to them, why did it only sell for $1,000? And they said, we have no control over that.
Well, the exact conversation went something like, I asked them when was the last payment or how much was the last payment, and then they told me, well, it was $1,000 that we sold the car for, and I said, it should have been worth a lot more than that.
And they said,
and they told me they didn't have any control over how it was sold.
No,
they
don't
probably
have
mean it went to auction, and they have no control.
They don't
over
have control over what it was sold for, which is true. If they sent it to auction, but Ken, here's the thing. Here's the advice I got. Okay, the legal advice. Now, this is not legal advice to you because we don't know all of the circumstances, and you're going to have to hire an attorney, or you're going to have to do something. First and foremost, gather everything you can about that car to see what it was worth, okay? And she's going to have to cooperate with you. Was it running? Was it serviced? How many miles on it, etc. Okay? Now, so documentation and market value, first thing. Then you need to dispute the deficiency with the lender. You tell them you feel it was undervalued and you don't owe that much money and you feel it was worth X amount, and then negotiate a settlement. But you have to have the money to pay. So I'm asking you, do you have money to pay, or is this an exercise in futility?
I don't have the money to pay it all off at once, but I can make payments.
Okay. Why would you do it? Let me ask you that.
Accept payments.
What is your financial situation like right now?
It's pretty rough.
Do you have good credit?
Before this repossession I did.
What was your credit?
But I don't know.
Do you
somewhere in the neighborhood of like 690 or something?
Do you own anything?
Townhome.
A lot of equity?
Well, I own it flat out.
How much is it worth?
$200,000 maybe.
And how old are you?
64.
Okay, good. Do you own anything else?
Just the car I'm making payments on.
Which car? Your car, not that car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
You may want to consider a bankruptcy.
I thought about that.
Well, that's one way to do it. What does the deficiency right now stand at? What does it stand at?
They said $17,000.
Okay. And how did they propose a payment schedule?
Not a new one. They still want payments on the original loan.
And how much were they? What
called
interest
me up
rate?
and they were asking. They wanted payments for December and January. They said I needed to make catch-up payments for December and January.
And then what?
Then I could keep making payments, I guess.
And then what? Would they remove it from your credit? See, I think the damage is already done. That's what I think. And I think even if you make payments, the damage is not going to go away.
Right.
That's the sad
Once
fact.
it was repossessed, my credit was damaged.
Yeah, it's not going to get better now. So there's no sense paying off this car. No sense at all. You should probably do a bankruptcy. Or negotiate a settlement you can really pay in a lump sum and get a loan on your house. This sucks, Is this person feeling bad at least? Does this person say, I will pay you back someday? What does this person say?
My friend, you mean?
Yeah. The one who got you in this mess. Well, you and yourself.
Well, she thinks it's messed up that this happened, and
yeah, but what difference does it make? If they sold it for $10,000, what difference does it make?
Does she have any assets you can go after?
No. She doesn't even have a place to live. She's just like.
Geez, why would you co-sign for someone like that, man?
I was trying to help her get back on her feet and have a normal life.
You're a good guy. How do you know this woman? Were you romantically involved?
No, not at all. I worked with her like a year ago.
You just sound like a nice guy. You really do.
Well,
Listen.
I am. I mean, I've known her for 4 years.
I want you, Ken, to consider a bankruptcy. And then if you decide, really, honest to goodness, this is a lot of money at your age, and you have enough to protect right now, you just should do that. I would call Wink and Wink. That's what I would call. 410. Let's see. Let me see if I can remember that by heart. 303-420-1722. I'm serious. I'm just going into my memory bank. I'm not sure if that's their number, but it's 1720 or something. Anyway, Kachina can get you that number. Mark, do you remember the number offhand?
Not to Wink and Wink.
Okay. So I would call Wink and Wink and see what happens. Because I truly think you've been screwed. And I think they did something wrong. So.
All right, it's 888 now Wink. 888.
Yeah, that's
now
one of them. That's
Wink.
one of them for sure. Absolutely. I forgot about that one. All right, and the one we used to use, it may not even be in effect anymore. So call them up and see what happens. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Rudolph, can you summarize this? I'll come right back to you. What is your question on with Core? What's your issue with Core? Just one sentence real quick. I will come back to you.
Okay, it's simple. 4 months ago, I moved from Greenwood Village to Centennial. Unfortunately, Excel doesn't provide electrical service to Centennial. That's got partialed up. I guess caught up, with the Core. Core has the primary advantage in basically supplying.
All right, hold on, and I'll come back to you, okay? By the way, Excel does go to Centennial, so I'm not sure what you're talking about, but we'll talk about it. David, what is your question on real estate? Yes, sir?
Hold on.
Yeah?
Okay, so my question deals with a seller's agreement with the real estate agent.
Okay.
Contract. So in the contract that has been signed by multiple owners of this house, the real estate agents put down the beginning of the contract as December of 2023, ending of the contract April of 2023. How does that impact the contract? Is it null and void because of the inaccuracy?
It could be. You hang on, because I want to know what your goal is, and then we can make it fit your goal. I'm serious when I say that. Hold on. We got more coming up.
All right.
Hi, it's Glenn Beck. Have you been thinking about selling your home? If you want the most money, call the agent that I would call, Troy Hansford. Troy sells more houses for more money than anyone in Denver. And his secret is a unique marketing system that's proven to get... the most money. Troy is so confident in his system that he will make you this guarantee. He'll sell your house at your price, or he'll write you a check for $5,000. Now here's how it works. You just meet with Troy, you agree on a price and a timeline, and if he can't get you that price, he'll pay you $5,000 guaranteed. Troy Hansford, he spends tens of thousands on marketing to generate demand for your home. Troy has hundreds of approved home buyers looking for houses, and they might be a buyer for your home right now. So give Troy a call at 720-900-4433. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy will buy your house for all cash, and he can close in 7 days. So call Troy Hansford. Get more money at 720-900-4433. 720-4433.
Troy Hansford, RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions apply.
ZeroResDenver.com. Think of that website when you want your carpets done. Now, Buddy Mitchell's here from Simply Floors. He'll tell you, by the way, if you don't get your carpets cleaned periodically the right way, you could void a warranty even. And in fact, Zero Res does it the right way. No dirt-attracting residue, no harmful chemicals, safe for kids, safe for pets, less water, gets clean faster, stays clean longer. I love Zero Res. And this month, you get 3 rooms for $109, free hallway, and you get also 20% off all their other services, because they do other services, like they even do ductwork, they do tile and grout, they do upholstery and mattress cleaning. ZeroResDenver.com, 303-471-5150, 471-5150. All right, now, Dan McKenzie is an estate planning attorney. I love the way he deals with you one-on-one. He has a small boutique law firm and handles all of your needs, whether it's a simple will, a trust, or you want a combination thereof. Maybe you have a mixed marriage. He's great at complicated issues, making them simple. McKenzie Law, Dan McKenzie. Call him for a review. Call him at 833-CO-PLANS. 833-CO-PLANS or coplans.co.
Slow encounter.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
Holy shit.
What?
Golly.
What?
I mean, he's not only going to have to be fumigated, he's going to have to, like,
Kelly's high.
Get all of this stuff before he goes. I mean, you have to apply for so many damn visas and everything, and well, this company is actually already approved for the India part of it, but I mean, you need so much to go to Cambodia and Vietnam.
Couldn't imagine.
Cannot imagine the diseases he will bring back.
Uh-oh. Hey, Mark.
Cholera.
Mark.
Frickin' Spanish flu.
Hey.
So I went, Wink and Wink. I went to look it up, and now there's Wink Law Firm, and just Michael's on there.
Wait, say that again?
winkandwink.com goes to Wink Law Firm, and if you go about us and our staff, you only find Michael.
That's right.
No, I know that, but I thought she was still practicing.
She is.
But does she have her own firm?
No, I think she works for him.
Oh, okay. I get it. Okay. Well, why wouldn't
I think?
It still...
I mean, it can change.
No, I know they're working together because I ran into him at the gym.
13 hours in a freaking bus.
And you know what? I ran into him at the gym, and
I mean, Shannon, you live in a van, and I get that.
And I know why he.
Could you imagine?
And I know why he's into bankruptcy law.
If I were slightly prepared, yeah.
He's suing his legs for lack of
okay
support.
Yeah. I mean,
That's a joke, by the way.
Corner situation.
Ha.
That's the other thing. How the hell do you know where to go? Because he watched. Oh my God, this is the other thing. He watched videos, and it's like they don't have in Japan and China and all that. They have English of where you go. In Cambodia, they do not. It's just their language. So unless you actually know where you're going, most of people can speak English, but there's nothing written in English. So I'm just like, dude.
I need a plumber. Did you forget?
No, I'm still working on Bob Logan. George Donaldson says that he is not the right person to communicate about that, and I'm waiting for Bob Logan to get back.
Well, George said he's not the... Well, George can find a frickin' plumber.
No, he says he's not the person to actually give information about water bills.
No, not... Okay, never mind. It's not about a water bill. It has nothing to do with a water bill.
That's what you asked me.
It has to do with water meters running without... Okay, just tell him I want to talk to him. Any good
30
plumber can...
K-How.
Hey, I'm going to put out a call to plumbers since I don't seem to have one available, which is amazing to me, but call 888 Plumbing, 888 Heating. They have a plumber. They have a plumbing division now. Call over there, Garrett. And what we're looking for is this. Somebody's water bill tripled.
They got a leak.
You say they have a leak, but their water's turned off at the main turnoff coming into the house because they're on vacation. When I say vacation, meaning they leave Colorado, they go somewhere else. Okay? So they've been gone for 2 months, I believe. And the water bill tripled. So, Buddy Mitchell says, it's a leak, but where is it leaking if your water's turned off? Past that somewhere, enough for the meter to register it. So I need to know people who know. Where's the turnoff? The turnoff obviously is after your meter or before your meter. I think it would be before your meter. I don't know.
Unless if it's turned off at the house,
yeah,
it may be after the meter because then there's a leak between.
Yeah, it's obviously there's some kind of leak somewhere, right?
Yeah, maybe at the meter.
So we got to figure that out. But I want to ask a plumber. Now let's talk to Rudolph. Rudolph says he has a problem with core. So Rudolph, now you moved to Centennial, right? When did you move?
It was on the 31st of October, 2023.
Okay.
I had my services cut off from Excel to new address at Centennial.
Okay, so are you telling me this new office in Centennial is not serviced by Excel Energy?
Yeah, it's a house, and Excel Energy only services the gas. They don't service the electricity.
I got it. So what? Okay, let's get right to the issue with core. What is the issue?
Well, basically, I have bill, which is a paper bill, should be sent to me every month. I pay the the services rent. That means the electricity bill. They didn't send me a bill for last month. And within less than a week, they shut off my electricity.
Wait a minute.
That means,
Hold on. If you moved in October of last year, here's what at the end. What I need to know is this. This is really important. Did you pay every single month since then?
Absolutely. Yes, I know your question. I anticipated. Every month I paid it. Unfortunately, what this company does, they actually, because they go and they check your credit. My credit is about 680, and they said my credit is not enough. I'm going to have to pay $270, some kind of upfront deposit. They're going to keep it for a year. If I keep my payments on time and everything else, they will return it.
When did they tell you that, Rudolph? When did they tell you that you needed to make a deposit?
They told me that when I basically requested the electricity.
Okay, hold on. Did you make that deposit?
No. I don't have the money. I am disabled. I'm living on a fixed income. I don't find $270 on the streets, where I can give it to them.
Okay.
You know?
Now
So
that's
I
why
told
they.
them-
Oh, God,
they
that's
told
why
me-
they turned you off. That is why.
No, that was not the reason. That was not the reason. They just put this on as a late fee. I mean, a late. It's like a, payment. I've been paying. Basically what they
Rudolph, did they put the 200? Rudolph,
added
are
me
you telling me?
$90.
Rudolph, hold on, man. Are you telling me that they were allowing you to make payments on that deposit?
No.
Okay. That's why they turned you off.
Rudolph,
Rudolph.
They gave me, no, they gave me
How
a
much
choice.
you want to bet, Rudolph? When I call them, they're going to say that you never made your deposit. So here's what they did. Every
I know
payment.
I didn't.
I know. Every payment you made, they applied toward the deposit, and they're counting you late. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying that's what they did. And
Tom, the payment I paid, they gave me $90 first month, so I just subtracted the $90 of the first month payment, and just paid the electricity, which I actually used. The next month they gave me it was already $180. So again, I subtracted the electricity
Rudolph?
I used, the money
Rudolph?
I sent them the payment,
Rudolph?
and so forth.
Rudolph,
Yes.
you took the electric bill they were giving you. They were putting down part of the deposit and part of your usage, and you arbitrarily, according to them, you did not pay the full bill because they wanted you to make payments on that deposit, which you didn't do. I understand your reasoning, but you're saying, well, I paid for my electricity. What difference does it make? And by the way, I agree with you, Rudolph. If you're paying every month, it shouldn't make a difference, and I think it's ridiculous. But they are counting you late because you were not paying the whole bill. So
yes, Tom, let me ask you this: how come Excel Energy doesn't require this?
Well, because they
what
trusted
call
you and you had a good record with them, and I believe. Just let me tell you where I stand. I think you're right. I think Core should have looked at your record and said, you know what, this guy may only have a 680 score, but he's making all his payments. He never stiffed Excel Energy. I think we can trust him. I think it was cold-hearted. You want to know the truth? I think it was. And I think, is your electricity still off?
No, I had to go borrow $90, $91, and go and pay it, and they restored it. But you see, what I'm saying is this is extortion tactic. This is a mafioso tactic. What they're using is because I don't have another choice. If I want to go to grocery store, I have a pick. I can go and buy a grocery from anybody, but I don't have a choice to go and buy electricity. I'm stuck with these mafiosis, and they just basically doing what they can do, and they get away with that. And there should be some kind of a law, even preventing them from shutting my electricity off if I don't get a heat, because the moment they shut off my electricity off, my furnace doesn't work.
Hey,
so
Rudolph,
I'm in the cold.
Rudolph, you don't have an argument with me.
Yes.
You don't have an argument with me. I think we
I
should.
know I don't.
So part of that money, though, that you paid, just so you know, it will come back to you. It's part of a deposit. They want you to make a 1-year payment history. I think we should have somebody call over there to Core and reason with them and say, listen, this guy's been making his payments. Leave him alone. He had a good record with Excel Energy. I don't think they should be collecting money on a deposit. I agree with you. So let's see if we can get Deputy Dollar over there. Hold on a second, okay? Now, we'll do that. Howie from Quality First Plumbing has a comment. Howie, are you commenting on the plumbing problem with the meter and the shutoff? They're on vacation. They turned off their water, and their water bill tripled. Go ahead, Howie.
There's a couple of possibilities. If they turn the water main off in the house, they probably turned off any water that may be going to an irrigation system. So there won't be any water from that valve, I guess, behind the valve inside the house. If they go outside, if the meter is outside and the valve is turned off inside the house, just look at the meter and see if it's spinning. If it is, there's a leak between the meter and the house.
Well, it has to be spinning if the bill tripled, right?
It does, unless the meter is defective. Which is also a possibility. So what they should do is call the water purveyor, whatever city they're in or whoever they pay their water bill to, and they will send someone out to inspect what they're responsible for. Like if they say they're responsible for the meter, they'll check it, and if it turns out to be a bad meter, they'll replace it and also evaluate the bill.
All right, thank you, Howie. I appreciate that. Quality first plumbing. I should have thought of you right away, and I know you're listening, and I do appreciate it. You've been on the referral list for many years, so thank you. Now, Kevin's also got a comment. Were you going to say about the same thing, Kevin?
Yeah, I just do sewer and water repairs here, Tom. What the homeowner, let me shut my machine off here so I can hear you better. So what the homeowner can do is real simple. Pair of channel locks, pop the meter cover. There's a small red dial in there. That's your small flow indicator for a leak. See if that's spinning with your water valve shut off in the house. If it's spinning, like the other gentleman was saying, assuming they don't have any yard hydrants, if they're out in the country and they have yard hydrants, they probably froze and broke a yard hydrant while they were away when it got super cold and it's leaking out the bottom. But they can easily check and see if they have a leak that way. If they don't have yard hydrants, I would turn the toilets off at the flows there and then see if you still have it, because you usually see a physical leak like a sink or something like that. But if you have a toilet flap or anything like that leaking, that will show up on that small flow indicator.
But wait a
That's
minute.
an easy way to see what you got.
If the water's turned off, you shouldn't have a leak at the flapper valve, right?
Well, you'd have to open up your main valve, and then shut each one of your toilets off, and then go out and look in your meter.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is all of their water is turned off, and they're on vacation. So can't we assume it's not the toilet?
Turned off? Did they turn it off like at the valve? They're saying, or they just turned it off like they weren't there and they didn't use it.
There is a main water turn off in their garage.
Okay, then if that's kind of odd, but it usually be in the basement or a crawl. But if that's the main shut off and they did shut it off, then their lines, I'd call American leak detectors, have them come out and pinpoint the leak first.
Okay.
Or you're going to have a plumbing company run a whole new line. It's going to cost you a fortune.
Thank you very much. We got more coming up.
Yep.
Crazy.
The Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan.
Oh, of course, then it doubles up on me. Great.
Advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm.
We're back to easy driving throughout the Denver Metro for the late morning commute. I-25 north and southbound showing intended speeds through town. Up on the northeast end, I-76 westbound. Some brief congestion between 74th and I-270. I-70 east and westbound flowing free to and from the DIA area as well as out west into the high country. Back to town on the south end, 225 north and southbound. No complaints through Aurora and the Tech Center. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, another mild day out there. Partly cloudy skies with a high of 53 degrees. Overnight low of 24. Tomorrow, high 40. Scattered snow showers throughout the metro and front range. The current temperature in Denver is 36 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Don't miss huge savings on better sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. For a limited time, shop in store to score a Sleepy's Queen mattress for only $89.99. That's over 60% off and the lowest price ever. So hurry in today. This deal is only here while supplies last.
So let's say that the water was going into the house when they turned off their valve and they didn't know it and they have a mess. Or let's say they have a problem with a fire or maybe a neighbor's fire and they have smoke damage and ashes. Or they have they discover black mold or asbestos or an unattended death. These are all called property catastrophes. And you wonder, who should I call? Who should I call? Pass it around. One person you shouldn't call. Well, you should call your insurance, but don't let them pick the restoration company. Ever. I say call American Restoration. The knowledge, know-how, EPA certifications, insurance, and bonding to get the job done right. They come in, mitigate damages, get rid of dangerous substances, and stop the damage first, make it healthier, and then, if you want, they can help rebuild. They do it all. American Restoration, the right company. 8337-AMREST. 8337-AMREST. That's AMREST. On the internet, it's amrest247.com.
Believe it or not.
Okay. Interesting. Can you text that in to us at 57739? I am not a plumber, sir, and I'm a kind of indoor cat. So anything that you just said totally went flyby over my head. Sure, I'll relay that message. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Bye-bye.
You're so sweet.
Boy.
Hey, I'm going to turn off our mic.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
I have both Bob Logan and George now willing to come on now that I clarified it's just general questions. Neither one of them wanted to come on about water bill issues. Do you still need them, or can I just kind of say we're good?
We answered it.
Okay. Thank you.
What?
We
He
answered
it.
We
guy
got it
on the
already.
phone.
Okay.
Thanks. Tell
All
him
right,
thank you.
thank
though.
you.
Thank you. I mean, you know, buddy, I'm not.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
I do have Deputy Chopper here today. If you want to,
Who did
give
we-
Rudolph to him.
Oh, who did I? Yeah, whatever I said.
You said Deputy Dollar.
Let's give it to Chopper.
Okay.
I
Copy
think
that.
they should call and reason with them. Come on, man. Think
Well,
about
he's
it.
a very nice gentleman.
Rudolph is? Yes, he
Yes,
is. I feel
yes.
bad for him.
Very, very gregarious.
Now listen, man. It's just.
So Tom didn't realize you were here. So I just talked to him.
On this
and
core thing?
He wants you to take the core
Yeah.
case with Rudolph. And Rudolph's number is 303
303.
564
Okay.
6684.
6684.
It will take you 2 hours to talk to him because he's very tough.
Okay. Also, do we have an angel with core? We don't, huh? Okay.
And our XL1 went.
Okay.
Oh, geez, we're coming back.
KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, 888heating.com, just so you know, high efficiency heating and air and plumbing and electrical now. and they are putting in heat pumps. A lot of people are doing heat pumps, high-efficiency heat pumps, and then adding some solar, or not. They just want another alternative just in case of gas. And it's, by the way, you save going in, and you save every month with these new high-efficiency units, 303-770-2776. So David wants to talk about real estate. He has a sell. Now, David, I want to know something. You have a selling a contract with a buyer's agent?
No, I'm the seller of the house.
Oh,
and I
you're
have
the seller.
contract
Got
with an
it. Go.
agent.
Okay. You got. And what about it? What's troubling you?
Well, in the paragraph that specifies the dates of the contract, like the date that it's going to begin. And
Okay, so a buyer presented a contract to you?
No. So I'm trying to sell a house. Well, I should say my family. We're trying to sell this house that we jointly own.
Yeah.
And so we had to get a seller's agent.
Got it.
Okay, and so the agent presented us with a agreement to sell.
Did you sign that agreement?
All of us have signed it. Yeah, because there's multiple.
And there's an error on it.
Yes, there's a section that talks about when he's going to try to list it on the MLS, and when the contract basically will expire. You know, it's either based upon
I get it.
the date that
And
it
so
sells or
when
the
did
later
they
date.
say? When did he say the listing would start?
He said the listing would start in December of 2023.
Okay, and then it said what else? Then there was something else when it ended.
Yeah, there's a date where it would end if they weren't able to sell the house, which probably wouldn't happen. They'd probably sell it. But if they weren't able to sell the house, it would end in April of 2023.
Got it.
So in other words, the end date is before the sell date starts.
No, I get it.
And he
But-
has not
okay.
put on the.
But
he
you
hasn't put
guys,
it on
hold
the
on.
MLS yet.
But let me explain something. You guys signed it, right?
Right. Yeah. All the
Okay.
time.
Now, here's what's going to happen. What I need to know first: are you trying to get out of the contract?
No, not at this point. No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Then, if you're not trying to get out of it, then what you should do is you should all correct it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to correct it, okay? However, is it enforceable now the way it is? It could be. Mistakes in a contract do not render the whole contract null and void necessarily. It can if it's a really weird mistake, okay? And somebody says it was supposed to be that way and somebody else says it's not supposed to be that way. Then you would have a problem. But if you have something like this and you want to get out of it due to a technicality, the guy who pulled or drew up the contract could say, well, I didn't mean, back in time, and everyone would know that. Why did you sign it? You made the mistake too. What was in your mind when you signed it? And then it gets into all that crap. Okay? So really, it's best if all parties are still on the same page to amend it, or to simply all put 24 in there, and then you all initial it. I mean, including the guy that drew it up.
Right. So the only other question I have is, so it's a partition to sell the house, and there's multiple owners, and obviously we're going to have to go in front of a judge to divvy out the profits or the proceeds.
Now, wait a minute. Who owns the house right now, David?
There's 5 of us, 6 of us.
Are you all on title?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And so we're kind of in a pinch because it's been in partition for a long time, longer than I think it's supposed to have been. And so my lawyer is saying we got to get this done because the judge is going to be pissed off. And I'm like, well.
Now, why would the judge be pissed off? Is this part of an estate?
Well, this is where I think my lawyer has a disagreement with the other lawyer.
What I need to know, David, first, David, I need to know this. Was this house inherited, and is it still in probate?
No, it's not in probate. Yes, it was inherited, but my sister probated my mom's will back in 2000.
And when it was probated, the house was deeded to 6 of you. Is that correct?
Well, more of us, but some of us have been bought out. Or some of us.
Whatever. It was deeded to multiple heirs. Okay, hold on, and I'll come back with an answer.
Very nice.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by GiveMeTheVIN.com.
We're back to easy driving throughout the Denver Metro for the late morning commute. I-25 north and southbound showing intended speeds through town. Up on the northeast end, I-76 westbound. Some brief congestion between 74th and I-270. I-70 east and westbound flowing free to and from the DIA area as well as out west into the high country. Back to town on the south end, 225 north and southbound. No complaints through Aurora and the Tech Center. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, another mild day out there. Partly cloudy skies with a high of 53 degrees, overnight low of 24. Tomorrow, high 40, scattered snow showers throughout the metro and front range. The current temperature in Denver is 36 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Don't believe me, believe the Better Business Bureau. 5 stars for GiveMeTheVIN.com. The rest of them are 1 stars. America's best car buyer, GiveMeTheVIN.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
TheArtOfGranite.com. I love these people, and I love the way they do business. If you're looking for countertops, now I know the name says granite, but if you're looking for any countertops, natural stone or man-made material, they'll give you a price on the phone. That's because they have a simple way of pricing. Wholesale on all materials, tear out and haul-aways free, and they do the bathroom vanity free when you do the kitchen. So all they need to know is some square footage, possibly a pic of the design or whatever. Call them right now and get a price. You'll love their prices. You'll love their deals. You'll love their quality. TheArtOfGranite.com. 303-386-5919. K&H Home Solutions. Speaking of home improvements, the oldest home improvement company in all of Colorado, and K&H is concentrating on bathrooms right now. So if you want a bathroom done, whether it's just the shower conversion, get that shower in there in place of that old ugly tub shower combo, or you want to do the toilet area, you want to do the sink, the whole thing, they can do it. They'd love to meet with you for a free consultation, a company I know and trust for like 40 years. You can too. KHWindows.com, 303-421-7100, 303-421-7100. Hey, Mark.
Fabulous.
Addiction, trauma, depression.
Hey, Mark. Oh, he's gone, isn't he?
Is he? You see him on camera? Is he gone? I didn't see.
I don't see him sitting there.
All right. 4 minutes.
Thank you. So as we were talking.
It's like a mystery.
Rudolph. Yeah, I'm Deputy Chopper with the Tom Martino Show. I just wanted
Is Mike on the,
to tell you
God
that
damn
I'm
it.
in studio, so I'll call you back
that
after
at all.
about
No.
2:30 and get the information
Hey, Mark.
I need to contact Core.
Mark?
and talk
Yep.
about your case.
So how do we stand on this thing? You know, we brag about K&H being 65 years strong, but basically, is it going to be just a 3 or 4-year-old company or a 2-year-old company? Because anybody with old windows now, are they on their own? How do they stand on it?
Well, it all depends. Which one are you looking at?
The latest one.
Okay, did you see my response to the guy?
What was it? No, I did.
I'm going to send it to you right now. Hold on.
Hold on. I thought maybe I did. No, why wouldn't I have, Mark?
I might not have CC'd you. Hold on.
Okay.
I love stretching.
I mean, truly, Ted, one of the hallmarks of them is they honored everything. And they're going to have to, make a decision. And if they do make that decision, I'm going to say it's a brand new company.
No, just, Tom, you got it. Just read this. Hold on.
Sound like a Tracy Chapman song there, Tom's got to make a decision. Leave or live and die this way.
I don't know.
Line at khout.com.
Hey, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. So, David, let's continue here. Here's really quickly what I want to say to you, okay?
Okay.
You have the house now, and it's evenly divided among how many?
It's going to be 6, and it's not evenly, to be honest with you.
Okay, but who
because
kept track of it? That's what I wanted to know, David. Who kept track of the divisions?
It's actually in the deed. One of my sister's lawyers, she drew up the partition, and it lists how many shares each person has.
Okay, okay. So you don't have a separate operating agreement?
With my brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Or with the owners? No, there's no separate
So what is your question?
So the question was on the contract itself. Because of that area on the contract, let's say I'm wanting to sell the house right away because it's preventing me from getting into the new house. I need the equity I'm going to be able to get out of it. But I'm worried that my other siblings are going to make that an issue and like I was saying, it's been in partition for a long time.
Okay, when you say it's been in partition, what does that mean?
My sister was the one that partitioned to sell the house. She hired a lawyer, and then he filed the petition in court.
She petitioned to sell it. Okay, listen, you need some advice here, and I can't give it to you in 30 seconds, so hold on. I think that this whole thing is screwed up, okay? You got to hang on, and I have some advice, and maybe we'll get our real estate attorney on. 303-713-TALK.
Pull up my emails one at a time.
Why don't you pull this up?
The first one first.
Okay, hold on, Mark. Yeah, hold on. Thank you.
Just read it out loud. I mean, it's the craziest
I don't have it
shit.
yet, Mark. I don't have it yet, so.
Gosh, you are the worst
I don't know why you don't
couple
get
I've
my
ever
emails.
known.
Well, I do get them. I just don't get them in a light instant. I don't have it yet either, so. I'll get it.
For legal reasons, his internet runs through Zimbabwe.
Close.
Well, no, I'm not in my VPN right now. Come on, goddammit. Jeez, this is a bit disconcerting. Oh, why the fuck did you go to spam? On it? Now, why? It's from my own domain.
That's crazy.
No, that's ridiculous. Okay.
Funny enough, Suzanne went to spam and I went to spam in each other's.
Okay, hold on. I got you here.
Which one are you reading first? Not his response. Read mine first to him, David.
Okay, your response, I got to figure out which one is which because they both came at the same time. So
it says David. I spoke to
Okay,
K&H.
got it, David. Okay, I spoke to K&H, and they sent me the notes. On your account, dating back to the purchase in 2014. Okay, they said no issue up until recently, and the notes read, you mentioned hail damage to them. Hail damage is never covered in a warranty. They also said they would waive any fees to come out and inspect the windows for a warranty claim. You declined. They continued to explain. You told them you had another window company look at the windows, and they reported an installation issue. Please provide me that report. Let me know why you will not let them inspect the windows. If they can't look at them, what do you expect them to do? I can't imagine you think they would just agree to something without looking at them.
Now wait till you read the first paragraph of his response.
Mark, thanks for replying. They are full of it. The hail damage was for the plastic beading. But I will concede that maybe the window could be covered under hail damage. It is a gray area because the window was leaking before the hail, but okay, we let insurance take care of it.
So they got brand new. They got paid for brand new windows in the fucking hail damage.
But they are full of it. You are missing the big point. You blew me off. I talked to two weasels there. The important thing, they told me, pay attention. They are not honoring my lifetime warranty. Well, first of all, their vendor went bankrupt. They said they would send someone out, charge me $150 to look at the windows. They are leaking, give me an estimate to replace those windows. Okay, what don't you get? Well, first of all, he had the windows replaced, so it doesn't matter. But did they tell him that?
No. The insurance company paid for the hail damage, which included all the windows.
No, I get it.
But he still wants them warrantied.
No, I understand that. Obviously, they're not going to do that. They wouldn't honor the warranty. There was no warranty. There was no warranty issue.
Well, they handle those one at a time. But
Right.
You're right. There is no warranty issue.
And they want him on the sleaze brigade for what? Not replacing windows he had paid for by insurance?
Yeah, he got his insurance money. He pocketed it. Now he wants to warranty the windows. And he doesn't want them to come out and look at it because it's evident it's storm damage.
Okay, I'm going to right now. Can I do it?
Tell me, you can respond. It's an absurdity, though. And all they asked for was a couple things when he first called. He's the one that mentioned the hail damage, and they said, well, can you please send us your insurance report so we can see if the windows were covered or not?
You can't prove nothing.
No, I have your fingerprints and your DNA.
And then he said, the other part that
have my
they
DNA?
were adamant on, Jessica, was she's like, listen, this guy said another company came out and said it was an installation problem dating back, of course, to 2014, but he refuses to give us the report from that company or tell us the name of the company's name. You know, referral list member or not, they did zero wrong.
No, I get it. Do they always
Hey,
charge
CC
100?
me or BCC me in that.
I am. Mark, do they always do $150 fee?
Say that again?
Do they always do $150 fee?
They do, but anytime I've called up, they'll waive it if it's kind of a warranty issue or a possible warranty issue.
10 seconds, guys.
That's credit. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, we have Buddy Mitchell with us from simplyfloorsinc.com. I'll go back to that real estate problem as well, but Buddy, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. I do have some questions about flooring. First of all, I want to know, and this is partially a question, what do you do? Look around this room. This is just one room. Look around my house. Look around any house. What do you do when you do a major flooring job? Do people have to hire a mover to come and do it? I mean, is there a such thing as a turnkey? Because I can't even imagine taking on that headache.
We move all the furniture, do all the tear out.
Come on, buddy. I mean, all of this. I mean,
we would charge you extra
of
for
course,
this room.
Of course you would.
This room,
but there's nothing wrong with it. But most houses, there is a charge for removing and putting. It's part of your installation, right?
Yeah, we have it. We do it every day. I tell people,
I
couldn't sell carpet unless I moved all their furniture.
Do you put everything back where it was? And do you take pictures of them?
Yes.
I'm just curious more than anything.
Well, yeah, we do take pictures because we've had people say, "Oh, you damaged this," and then we show them that the damage was there before we moved it.
So about what does that? I mean, you couldn't sell flooring if I had to have everything moved and put back.
Right. We do it for all the hard surface jobs we do, and it's built into our carpet price. When you come into our showroom and we say that product is $5.32, that's for carpet, pad, tear out, haul away furniture.
Do most people do that?
Oh, yeah.
In that price of installation?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Well, no, it's usually a separate charge. What I got tired of is people coming in and they're trying to budget, and they think, oh, I have 1,000 square feet of carpet, right? And they come in and they look, and it's like $3 for carpet. And they think, oh, that's $3,000. And then you go to their house and you say, okay, that's for the carpet, and then it's this much for the pad, and this much for the tear out, and this much for the tabs.
So you put it all in one.
So I put it all in one. And so, our slogan is we make buying a floor simple and stress-free. When you come in and our salesperson says to you on carpet, that's $5.35. It's all inclusive, meaning it's going to be, if you have 1,000 square feet, it's going to be $5,300.
So do you do sections, move carpet, move furniture in sections, or do you move it out of the house?
No, we move it in sections.
Okay.
We move it to one, like in a carpeted room, we move it out of the room. In a hard surface, like if I was doing this room that we're sitting in right now, we would move all the furniture over to this side, put this floor in, then move it all back, put that in, and then move it all and put it all back. Now, like your drum set, which we would make you take it apart because we wouldn't take on the liability of taking that complicated thing apart.
No, I understand that. There are special circumstances, but I just wondered about stuff like that. How another text here said, can you match an older floor that somebody has of LVP?
Yes, if you know the exact name of the floor. And then if it's still made. But there's been so many companies pop up.
But can you actually fix the middle of it, or will it damage all the stuff around?
If you have the same floor, yes. But I'll just tell you, there's so many. It's amazing to me. There's probably 50, 60 different manufacturers here in Denver, not making flooring here, but selling here in Denver. And then you get all these companies where someone ordered something on a web, and then it comes in, and now a year later, the people have bought the house, and they're trying to match it. And it's like, I'm sorry, you're out of luck.
Now, I saw some damage that I did, and and you gave me a brilliant idea. I can't do it, but you gave me the idea. You said where that closet is, you can go to the back of that closet and take a piece to fix it.
Yeah.
And then even the whole closet, if I needed to, and then put something different in the closet, it wouldn't matter.
Right, or we've done that with rooms. Like we've had homeowners come into us and say, hey, I've got this big damage. We had this person who had a roller chair on his LVP,
Yeah.
which is not covered by warranty.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you could take out that upstairs bedroom that you
Yeah.
never use, and we could put the LVP there, and then we could put something different in that room.
That's very cool. Or even if you put LVP in that closet that doesn't exactly match, it wouldn't be bad.
Yeah,
You could on purpose maybe go vertical there and make it look like you did that on purpose in the closet. Yeah.
Right.
But that's cool. That's cool.
Well,
So
it's coming up with different ways to fix things for people to help them out. Because,
Yeah.
it just...
So anyway, if you have any questions, you can call us, 303-713. Talk about anything, of course, 303-713-8255. And you can also text us 57739. Now, I want to go back to this real estate issue with David. David, listen, here's the bottom line, okay? When you have a real estate contract and you have a number of different heirs, where is it written that your sister is in charge?
Well, it actually isn't. It just lists all of the sellers' names. The sellers'
Okay,
names.
so who picked the real estate person?
My sister's lawyer.
Okay. When you say your sister's lawyer, that lawyer doesn't represent all of you. Is that what you mean?
No, just her. Yes, yeah, just her.
Now, why does she have an attorney?
Well, she has to be paid off, and indicated that the person who was going to be responsible for just making the decision to pay her off was my sister, who was the personal representative of my mother.
Wait, once the house, you have to know this. Once probate's closed and the house is parsed out, that personal representative doesn't have any more power than anyone.
That's what I thought too. I mean, that was my.
It's
my,
not
my,
thinking.
But
The
she
estate's
wants to-
closed.
she wants to argue
They
that.
don't get to stay in
Right,
charge.
Exactly.
Now,
Right. Exactly.
how many? There's 6 heirs, and what is
Right.
your share?
I own the larger share. I'm like 1/3.
You own
then my
1/3 of
other
all of
sister-
those.
Right. Yeah.
One of 6 you own. Okay, so you have controlling interest.
Basically, yeah. Oh, not basically. Yes, I have controlling interest.
Okay, and you want to sell it right away.
Yeah, I don't want there to be delays.
But
I don't want
why
them to
would
use
there
it
be?
as-
It's already listed. Why are you anticipating delays?
Well, it hasn't been listed. We just signed the seller's agreement within the last.
Did you bring up the mistake in the seller's agreement?
I did. I didn't find it until today. I was rereading
All right.
the seller's
Well, then
agreement. I'm like, oh,
the
these
guy's
dates are
going to
wrong.
have to redo that and get new signatures or initials on the change. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's that. And then you sell it. I mean, what else did you
Great,
have a
so
question
it's
about?
Just that simple, then. Yeah. Well, that was basically it. I just wanted to know if it was going to be like a difficult process, if they can delay the process because of the error. But if if my lawyer went and said, okay, we need to make this change because it was, it's an error.
Well, it's just good
would that
practice
cause
to
any delay?
change it. It's just good practice. But here's the other thing, David.
Right.
You have to understand something.
Right.
In the absence of a written agreement, when 2 people own real estate, or 3 people own, or 5 people, here's something you need to know. When there is an absence of an agreement, there is an agreement. That agreement that substitutes is the partnership agreement that's accepted by the state of Colorado, or partnership law. In other words, if you don't have an agreement, then there is an agreement. And the normal partnership laws would dictate how it's going to be run. And normal partnership laws will tell you that people with the biggest shares have the biggest voice, and that all bills have to be paid first. Loans to the company or to the estate have to be paid first. It's going to dictate how it's done, even in the absence of an agreement. What someone can't do in your group is say, well, we all agreed to this. If they don't have proof of that, then you all did not agree to that. So in the absence, normally in the absence of an agreement, there is an agreement, and it's construed by the state laws.
Okay.
Okay. So
really
you
makes
have to know that. You know, so
well, I did understand that because my sister had already probated it and put us all on the deed, that she basically, even though we didn't have any official business agreement drafted up, that we were basically still a business because they've rented the house since then.
Well, hold on. What kind of business? Did you guys form a business?
No, we didn't. The two sisters decided they were going to rent the house.
And how do you claim that on your taxes?
Well, that was my concern because
how are you doing it? I'm asking you straight up. How do you claim your part of the income and expense? How do you do it?
I haven't been able to because when I asked for the data, the documentation, the rental proceeds and any expenses, they refused. Well, the one sister who was so-called managing the property, she said, "You don't have to worry about that. I'll do it on my taxes."
You know what? This is so screwed up. You don't get to do that.
Yeah. I agree 100%. I just didn't know how to go or where to go to resolve it.
So just keep in mind, and you may tell them that the default laws of jurisdiction will take over. Okay? Without a partnership agreement, you guys have to go by the partnership laws. You have to look up the laws. You have more power than any of them. And why isn't your attorney telling you this?
You know what? I don't know because I hired her to tell me this kind of stuff.
Now, this attorney, what kind of an attorney is it?
My understanding was she was a litigator for these type of issues.
Was he a real estate attorney or an estate attorney?
No, my lawyer is a real estate attorney.
Well, how'd you find him?
Or at least, well, I mean, I didn't know how to go about. So
how'd you find him? I'm curious. How'd you find him?
I found her on the internet with Avo or whatever the.
Okay. So you did a Google search.
Yeah.
How much have you paid this real estate attorney so far?
At this point, it's about $7,000.
You paid way too much. What did she do for $7,000?
Well, she's been communicating back and forth between my sister and my two sisters' lawyers.
You're wasting a lot of money, but okay. How much is your share going to be?
Well, I only know percentages right now. My share is going to be 1/3 of the proceeds.
33%. What is the house going to sell for?
Well, the seller agreement with the real estate agent says he's going to put it on the MLS with $240,000.
We're talking pennies here.
Yeah.
That house must be a piece of crap then.
Well, they when they were managing the property, they didn't do any maintenance on it. It was dilapidated when.
All right. Well, listen, just stay in touch. I don't know what else we can do for you, but, I think that you need to start asserting your rights, and you may want to consult another attorney. You spent a lot of money with this person. Now, I'm not going to throw stones at the person because I'm not sure what the hell she did for $7,000. But how long have you had her?
I hired her last year.
Okay. Well, let us know how it goes. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Speaking of real estate, Frank Duran, the real estate man, is who they should have gotten. First, he would have come and talked to them all about what it can sell for and how fast it'll sell. And he could most likely get more money than anyone because he has stats to prove it. For 30 years, he's been doing this, outperforming the market. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
I
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, and I've seen the wrong way to sell precious metals, tangled necklaces, mismatched earrings, broken watches, coins. The wrong way is not knowing who you can trust. That's why I recommend David Ellis Jewelry on 3rd and Clayton. He'll weigh it and pay it. He'll even buy your fine jewelry and diamonds. I've known him 40 years. It's time you get to know him. 2640 East 3rd Avenue. That's 3rd and Clayton. 303-322-8779. 322-8779. Hey, if you're getting your carpets cleaned, ZeroResDenver.com is the place to go. Zero Res. No soaps, emulsifiers, chemicals of any kind. Just purified, softened water that is, they even have an electric charge to it. It is ZR water, they call it. All I know is it's the best cleaning agent in nature. And your carpets dry faster, stay clean longer with no dirt attracting residue. Right now, 3 rooms, $109 plus a free hallway and 20% off all their other services. And their other services are just as pure, including duct cleaning, upholstery cleaning, mattress cleaning, tile and grout cleaning. ZeroResDenver.com. 303-471-5150. The only people I'll have in my home, and you'll get the really clean feeling, and you'll feel the same. 471-5150. I hope you never make a stupid mistake and drink and drive, or smoke and drive. You know, a lot of people think for some reason I smoke and get away with it. You know what? That's illegal too. Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney. He doesn't encourage this, but he says if you are in trouble, he'll help you, even if you want to plead guilty, or maybe there were some other circumstances, or you're falsely accused, or whatever. Call Joe Lazzara, because you're going to need an attorney for any offense. Lazzara Legal. He'll give you free initial consultations and flat rate pricing. 303-429-6200. You know, Sheridan Auto Tech, what I love about them, they're conveniently located on Colfax, west of Wadsworth. I also like that they do everything. Heavy and light maintenance, repairs, electrical issues, and pre-purchase exams for used cars. So why don't you know what you're buying before you buy it? SheridanAutotech.com. 303-455-7242. 455-7242. I'm done with that clown.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports.
Wait till you hear this problem. This is
The Avalanche are back on the ice versus the Lightning. Eustace Saturday draws the starting goal. Colorado Ben Sips is on the road to face UCLA. Kansas City authorities said Wednesday's mass shooting at the Chiefs Super Bowl celebration that left 1 dead and 22 injured originated from a disagreement between several people. I'm Frank Eric.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer.
Could you be more vague on that report? Wow. Brilliant. I don't, yeah.
Ten seconds, guys.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. All right, we are still taking your problems, questions, complaints. We have Buddy Mitchell with us from SimplyFloorsInc.com, and we've been talking about all kinds of stuff. And Mark, I got to present this problem to our listeners. I want to get some feedback. I got to do it. Okay. And I don't even care if we mention the company, but I'm not going to mention the company. Let's just say we don't. Okay. A guy calls with a window problem. So how many years ago was it? Almost 10 years ago, right? He had them
installed in
right?
2014.
10 years ago. He had windows installed by this company. He said, leaks in the window. He said he did. But then there was a hailstorm. He said the leaks came before the hailstorm. But the hailstorm came. And the windows were damaged. So his insurance paid for the windows. Now get you, the insurance paid. But he's still pissed off at the window company because he said he believes there was a warranty issue before the storm. So he called the company, and the company said that they needed to come out and inspect it. They were going to charge a $150 fee.
Well, during that conversation, and you know most of these companies record everything, he brings up a hailstorm.
Right.
So the hailstorm is now, present.
So they want to inspect the windows. And they were going to charge $150. And then if it's a warranty issue, they waive. That money is credited. Okay, you don't pay that. But otherwise, they'd be going out all the time inspecting. They don't mind inspecting your windows for $150. If it turns out to be a warranty claim, we get them to waive that $150. If it's not a warranty claim, you spent their time and energy to look at it. Do you think that's unreasonable? I don't think so. Buddy, what do you think? Like, I don't know how you probably maybe don't charge to inspect the floors. I don't know. But they go out and inspect the windows. They want $150.
I think that's totally fair.
Okay.
Well, especially we get calls all the time for people complaining about something small on their floor, so we get them to send pictures.
Yeah.
As a first round.
Okay. These guys also said, we want to see the report.
Right.
And the report, they said another window company claimed that they used the wrong fins for nailing in the windows, right, Mark? Something like that. So
some kind of installation issue.
Right. He didn't send the report, and he would not take them up on the $150 inspection.
I think the guy deep down knows.
No. He was pissed, though, for this reason, that they were going to charge $150. And then, according to him, they told him something and said, well, back then we were using this window, and the company's out of business. They're bankrupt. Okay? Now, even if they did, I don't know why anyone would say that. I would be pissed off about them saying that. But as it turns out, his windows were being replaced anyway. So no harm, no foul. So I told him, had the hailstorm not happened and you were not reimbursed for these windows and they had been installed by a company that went bankrupt, I would have asked if it truly was this company who did it. I would have asked this company to honor the warranty. Okay, now here's what's even stranger. Technically, when companies sell, you can have it two ways. When a company sells to another company, they do not have to take on previous liabilities. They don't have to. Like if somebody bought Simply Floors Inc., technically they don't have to buy your warranties. They don't have to warranty what you warranty. Now, I think it can go both ways. If all you're buying are the assets and the name, and you want to ingratiate yourself to consumers, then I don't think you should talk about the heritage. In other words, if I was going to buy Simply Floors Inc., how long you been in business?
Since 2014.
Okay. So if I was going to talk about that or buy another company that was in business 40 years and I wasn't going to honor the warranties, I don't think I should have the right to say a 40-year-old, I'm one of the oldest companies in, you don't get it both ways. If you want to just take it over, take it over. Then don't brag about the heritage. But if you're going to brag about the heritage of how, like if somebody took over Excel Roofing, right? A wonderful company. If they did, and he's been around for 30 years, then they should not brag about that unless they're going to take it on. That's my own personal feeling. I don't know.
Well, with these window companies, though, guys, and Buddy, this is probably the same for flooring. If I go to, example, K&H's site right now, and I look under their warranties, basically it says window and patio door. Then they have entry doors and their other products. But I can choose any of their manufacturers. And what it does is it brings you to, this one happens to be Bayview. They have a limited lifetime warranty, and then it breaks down. But if Bayview goes out of business, I don't see anywhere on here where K&H would be responsible for that, nor can I understand why they would be.
Okay, here's what I'm saying. You're right. You're absolutely right, Mark. If you buy knowing that, then they should not be. I totally agree with you. However, in the past, the owners of K&H have taken on everything. In the past, they wouldn't say to the consumer, well, that wasn't us, that was them, that was this. Well, actually, it goes both ways. It was the previous owner. No, they wouldn't say that. It was a previous manufacturer. They didn't say that. I'm not saying that they had to do that, but that's what they chose to do. All I'm saying is this. When I advertise heritage, if I, just don't even talk about K&H. Let's talk about Gravina's Windows of Littleton. They're a big sponsor of radio and TV and all that, and they're a relatively good company. They've been around a long time, right? Okay, now let's say they sell. Technically, the new company doesn't have to honor anything that the previous company did, but then it wouldn't be fair for them to say we have 60 years of heritage serving Colorado. In my opinion, it's kind of misleading. In my opinion.
But wait, you're taking out a major part of what I just said. If that window company or door company or whatever, let's even say a roof, if they're still in business, I would agree with that. But if their warranty's gone and the product's gone, what are you supposed to do?
Well, you can't. I mean, obviously, for example, if a dealer sold a car and the manufacturer went out of business and there's no parts and warranty, you're right. If the consumer buys knowing that, yeah, I totally agree. For example, Anderson, they sell Anderson, right? Okay, if Anderson goes out of business, who's going to warranty Anderson? That is a choice a company makes.
That's a choice everybody makes. I sell Shaw carpet.
Exactly.
I sell Mohawk
There
carpet.
is no right answer. It's whatever the company decides.
I warranty my labor to install it. I don't warranty the product
But you
itself.
make that very clear, absolutely.
Yeah, we try to make it clear to people.
And most companies do. And in fact, I will be honest with you, K&H Home Solutions under Ted, he said, look, I technically, if I sold whatever the window was that went out of business one time, Republic or something, he said, if I sold this window to someone and I give a 100% guarantee for installation and they warranty the window, when they went out of business, they still went out and fixed problems, okay? Because the window itself, but if all the windows failed in all the houses or it was a defective product, I don't really know what any company could do. They'd have to go bankrupt. I mean, you can't take that on. I totally agree with Mark when it comes to product and warranties, because so many, look at the solar.
That happened to my brother. This exact scenario. He was selling a thing called EcoDeck, which was a brand new plastic decking 30 years ago.
And it maybe had a lifetime warranty.
And it had a lifetime warranty. Well, when they made it, it was flawed in the sense that it would grow and shrink and push decks off houses. It would break and it would split. And he got in with them. They gave him leads. He sold a crap load of it, right? And then all of a sudden, it all went bad. They went bankrupt, closed, and it bankrupted my brother trying to go out and fix it.
Right. I think consumers need to know there's a difference between the dealer and the manufacturer.
Yeah.
And the installer, right? So sometimes you have a dealer.
We got a break, buddy.
A good dealer will almost always guarantee the installation, the sales, the delivery, but not necessarily the product, especially with a 20 and 30-year guarantee. I'd like to know what people think when they buy. Do they assume they're going to get a lifetime warranty?
I go back to, you actually brought it up, the car, man. It's like I go buy a Hyundai from McDonald Hyundai or Arapahoe Hyundai, and I have a problem with it. And in Hyundai, the manufacturer says, we're not going to cover it. It's not under warranty, or they go out of business. I mean, I'm not going to go sue McDonald Hyundai.
No, of course not. Of course not.
Engine.
You know what, Mark? I totally agree. Unless you misled the consumer, and most people don't. I got to take this break. Okay, we'll be right back.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
New slowdowns on the south end of town through Centennial I-25 northbound before County Line Road. A crash in the right lane has slow traffic back from Lincoln. At the moment, we're only seeing a minute or so of delays. North of there, Hampton eastbound, a crash in the left lane at I-25. However, delays are minimal. And otherwise, a green and clean drive throughout the Denver metro and beyond. I-70 east and westbound flowing free to and from the DIA area. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a mild day today, very similar to yesterday. High 53 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Overnight low of 24. Tomorrow we are expecting some scattered snow showers throughout the metro and front range. The current temperature in Denver is 44 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Temperatures getting low, but demand remaining high? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps
10 seconds, buddy.
and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
888heating.com for your high-efficiency heating and air. You will love these people. Saving money going in, saving money every single month, and I mean up to 30% when you get high efficiency, depending on the installation in your home. They also have a plumbing and heating division. People you can trust, 888heating.com, 303-770-2776. And you know what? I love Compass Insurance Group. Why? Because they're giving you free insurance checkups for the asking. All you have to do is call them 303-996-9000 and tell them you want to go over your declarations page. They will do an unbiased, objective view of your insurance to make sure you're not paying too much. Compass Insurance Group. That's 303-996-9000. Now, the Art of Granite, right now, call them. Right now, you'll get a price on the phone. You say, well, I got this many square feet. Here's a picture, or here's what it looks like. They give you a pretty damn good estimate. And you know why? Because Mitch Floria is proud of their deals, and I don't think anyone can beat them. Not when you take the same quality and the same everything. TheArtOfGranite.com, whether it's granite, quartz, quartzite, marble, man-made, natural stone, they do it all. Tear out and haul away is free. The bathroom vanity is free when you have the kitchen done, or you can opt for a free kitchen sink. Call right now for your price. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919.
Now he's all yours.
Hey, Mark.
If he's sitting there. He's on his phone.
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show. You called a radio show?
You called me.
You're on the air right now. You're on the air right now. Say hi to 1 million people. Thought so.
Who was that?
Spam.
Sam?
Spam.
Hey, Mark.
Spam?
Spam!
Spam you.
Mark.
I think he's personally ignoring you.
I know.
He knows it's you, and he's like,
Yep.
I'm just, never mind.
Happens.
Yeah.
Happens all the time. You guys do it every day.
Huh?
Yep. I know. You guys write on the restroom doors. You know, ignore Kelly today.
There is no Kelly.
There is no. That's a good one. Yes. Dude, I can't get over this itinerary my husband wants to do. It's freaking insane. He definitely has a brain.
Let him have his fun.
He has a brain tumor, dude. I mean, I get it, but I saw Tomb Raider. I saw Good Morning Vietnam. I saw Born Supremacy. That has all the friggin' countries in it, so I don't need to see anything else. You know? He's lost it.
Of all the commercials, I've heard more
Definitely
about
has a different bucket list than you do.
Dunkin'
Mark!
commercial of the Super Bowl. That was the hit of the Super Bowl.
Who does this on purpose?
Well,
Oh,
when
wow.
broke up, he was,
We're way late.
Yeah.
It was more like
I don't believe it. You're saying
Mark!
no way.
more like he was at this.
What?
Hey, did you get my text about the presets? About the error message that I'm getting when I try to turn on the stream? That I can't
I just
got
to be in there and go over it with you.
Here?
Yeah, I saw that. I know what that is.
Okay.
But I want to show you how to fix it.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll be in, well, tomorrow's car day. I'll be in tomorrow. Let's go over it before the show.
I might be in tomorrow.
I might be in tomorrow.
I might be if I can get my ass out.
You just want pizza.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's all he wants is that, what is it, Tony's or Anthony's Pizza?
Did you pot him down or?
No. Oh, I turned it down just a touch.
No, but no, he just sounds
10 seconds.
levels.
Wealth.com. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Oh, man. You know what? I want to brag on something. Grossman Wellness Center. Now, Mark, I got them where they're going to start advertising. It's a concierge practice. Now, normally when people talk about concierge, they talk about a lot of money every month. Buddy, we talk about health all the time. You know, Grossman is one of the ones, like Rosedale and the rest. He's a great guy. He does blood work. He doesn't guess. So I'm a patient there. And people have asked me forever, you know, my regimen. Okay, so every 3 months I have blood work done. Every 3 months. And then I have supplements based on what is found. So you go high or low on what you need, right? You know, there's not much adjustment once you dial it in. Then I do testosterone therapy through him and supplements and blood work. It's all included in one low monthly price. When I say low, I'm serious. I mean, there are places that charge thousands for this. He doesn't. So I'm in the program called POW, which is Program for Optimal Wellness. They also have BAM, which is Best Aging Male. I'm part of that too, because that's part of the hormones and testosterone. And then they have Women Aging Perfectly. That program is for women and hormones and balance. So here's the deal. For one price, you basically get everything. I mean, there might be a drug here or there they don't supply. You have to go through your plan, but mostly everything for one price. And it's called a concierge, but I don't like using that word because normally concierge means expensive. This is not expensive. It's Grossman Wellness Center. Now, they've advertised for a lot of years all over the place. And I am so happy to represent them. They say, give us a day and we'll give you a lifetime. So blood work, supplements, doctor's visits, testosterone supplies, other prescriptions for women. It might be estrogen. I mean, it's all one shot. Now, I don't know. Do you do anything for health? I like that. Do you do a concierge practice?
No, we Karen and I go to a place here in town.
Okay, but you is it like the same?
Yeah, one of my good friends from high school. He owns a company. That does something.
So anyway, by the way, Dr. Grossman is an MD, and he has other MDs with him. Dr. Kelly's an MD, and then they have but what I love is that nothing is done by the seat of your pants, by guessing. It's all, blood work is like the main deal. So I just wanted to plug them because they're coming on board, and I'm happy to represent them. Grossman Wellness.com. He's been around.
Did you say how much he was a month?
Yeah, a few $100 a month, depending on the program.
Oh.
Now, I'm saying like 2, 3, depending on the program. But Mark, that's everything all in one. That's blood work and everything. You don't pay separately. I mean, blood work alone.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's all inclusive is what I'm saying. Now,
yeah, but if you want to get an MRI, he'll write it up and you can go pay cash for it.
Well, yeah. MRIs are different and all that, but that's all covered by insurance.
No, but I'm still saying that's cool.
Yeah. No, that's true. And for the longest time, and now I'm saying, I have a primary care provider, but I go to Grossman for everything. And then, so yeah, they'll call in prescriptions. It's a concierge service. You have access to a doctor. So if you need a prescription, you need something else like an antibiotic, that may not be included in the program, but you can ask them for it and they can help you through it. And by the way, they have statistics to show in their practice how they have dramatically slashed for the population that they have. Serious illness like heart disease, cancer, and diabetes. They have stats they keep. So I just want to shout out to them and give you the number. You really should go in because what they're offering, if you mention me, 50% off your initial visit with everything, your initial visit and lab testing and all of that. So it's 303-233-4247. And I mean this, and I'm not saying it to be conceited. I'm not saying I'm good looking. I'm saying I look better now than I ever have. And I don't mean more handsome. I just mean more healthy. 303-233-4247. Now, I've been going to them for a while, but it doesn't take long to see results. 303-233-4247. And so anyway, that's for health, Grossman Wellness. And I do have a primary care, but I never see primary care. You know, you have to have one, I guess, for Medicare and for whatever you're on. You know, they want you to have one. And then, but real health, I think, is not covered by primary care. They only want to see you when you're
break
broken.
time, Tom.
Did you ever notice that? Okay, I got to take this break. We got more coming up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Scandinavian Designs.
New slowdowns on the south end of town through Centennial I-25 northbound before County Line Road. Crash in the right lane has slow traffic back from Lincoln. At the moment, we're only seeing a minute or so of delays. North of there, Hampton eastbound, a crash in the left lane at I-25. However, delays are minimal. And otherwise, a green and clean drive throughout the Denver Metro and beyond. I-70 east and westbound flowing free to and from the DIA area. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a mild day today, very similar to yesterday. High 53 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Overnight low of 24. Tomorrow we are expecting some scattered snow showers throughout the Metro and Front Range. The current temperature in Denver is 44 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Don't miss President's Day savings at Scandinavian Designs. Save up to 30% on
10 seconds.
and up to 60% on additional clearance items. Shop their Denver, Westminster, or Highlands Ranch locations, or shop online at ScandinavianDesigns.com.
Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies are the people I go to for my retirement planning. And, you know, they have helped me so much to put money aside for safety, money for growth, and money for income. You know, they know how to sustain what you have for retirement and through retirement. It's part of their planning process. They also help you with estate planning and refer you to the right people. They work with people if you want to tap your equity for reverse loans. They work with people for all kinds of issues that you might have. It's all under the umbrella of retirement. And that's what I love about them. They're complete, and they help you reduce your taxes. They look to you, or you look to them for all of this. Now, they help you plan, the earlier the better, and then they help you execute. And they stay in touch with you, and you can call or text them at any time. So if you want to be part of this Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies, call for your free initial consultation and complete workup. They don't charge anything. In fact, you can meet with them as many times as it takes for you to feel comfortable, and they're totally transparent on everything they do for you. rpcenter.com 920, excuse me, it's 970. They're located up north. 970-663-3211. They'll come to you 970-663-3211. rpcenter.com. Hey, Genesis Total Exteriors.com for all of your storm damage from the roof, siding, even stucco, windows and doors. And they do it all. Genesis Total Exteriors. If you have storm damage, go see them or have them come see you. They can do virtual estimates. You'll be shocked at how they do that to give you an idea. Or if you just need home improvements, they can do it. Genesis Total Exteriors.com. The number 303-679-8509. Are you looking for a new bathroom, a renewal? Hey, you can get it from K&H Home Solutions, the oldest home improvement company in all of Colorado. And here's what they do. They'll come in for a free consultation, design consultation. They have their eye on beauty, energy efficiency, and no maintenance. They'll do a beautiful bathroom or just a shower conversion if you want it. Whatever it is, you can get it at a company I know and trust, and you can too. K&H Home Solutions, 303-421-7100, 421-7100. Mark?
Yes.
Did you see there? Yeah. Did you see that response I did?
Yeah. I'm sure he'll fire back at you. You're not understanding. You're not getting it. Pay attention.
Are you using ChatGPT?
I use it all the time right there. Wait.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I use it too. It's amazing.
Now, I even ask it consumer questions, but there are some things you can't trust it for.
No, I know.
Social stuff, you can't. It's all liberal. Every fucking bit of it. Every bit of it. They won't even answer a question against the narrative.
Really?
I did a whole...
10 seconds, guys.
More expensive and energy more difficult to come by. Dan Haley, the president and CEO of Colorado Oil and Gas Association, will join us about new legislation that could ruin the oil industry in our state. 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
Hey, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Oh, hold on. That's me. I'm sorry. That's me. I have my speaker on. Okay. Now, that's like Deputy Doc and his phone in the studio. I'm feeling like Deputy Doc here. Hey, what's amazing to me is when this smog, I can't get over this. I don't know if it's BS, this smog-reducing roofing. I keep going back to it, that there are chemicals in nature that can counteract other chemicals. Well, I know that exists, but to have it on a roof and help improve the environment, that just gives hope, doesn't it, to a whole bunch of stuff. And it really does give you kind of, it makes your mind go wild on what else can be done, like wallpaper or paint, outgassing healthy things and counteracting negative things. I mean, this could transform everything. I'm Tom Martino. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Get your calls in. We also have simplyfloorsinc.com in the house. Our number, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Regen Revolution.
Yeah, so that's it. You yeah, you'll love it.
Yesterday. Well, that's so yesterday. But with the iHeartRadio app, you can have KHOW right now. All your favorite hosts in KHOW, including me, Michael Brown, on the iHeartRadio app. Just download the app today to listen. Not yesterday, not say maybe tomorrow on the podcast, but you can listen live. Just go to the App Store and download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to me and all of your favorites on KHOW. The iHeartRadio app, bringing you KHOW and Michael Brown. Not yesterday, but right now. Download the iHeartRadio app now.
KRFX HD2 Denver. KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free. Never sounded so good.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The White House is offering new details on Russia's aspirations to one day put nuclear weapons in space. It follows a push by the GOP House Intelligence Chair calling for the president to declassify the information for Congress. National Security Council Coordinator John Kirby today says there's no public threat.
Though Russia's pursuit of this particular capability is troubling, there is no immediate threat to anyone's safety. We're not talking about a weapon that can be used to attack human beings or cause physical destruction.
After calling for displaced Palestinians to evacuate Nasser Hospital in Gaza.
No, we're just going to kill you by taking out your power grid. So you'll freeze to death and everything.
A misconduct hearing in Atlanta today, centering on the district attorney overseeing the Georgia racketeering election case against former President Trump. A judge will decide whether to disqualify him from the case. This is ABC News. Hospital.
No, I'm leaving. I have to go make a call to that Firestone media person in Tennessee. And then you're right, Rudolph is going to be.
Oh, he's.
I called him and told him I was going to talk to him after I left the studio.
White.
But there is a media person for CORE, so I should be able to get something done.
Cool. All right. Well, let me know when you have any updates. And
I
if
will probably have
you
some
wanna,
tomorrow.
Grab a Coke or water to go.
No, thank you. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Kelly. Next week.
Good news for baseball fans. Spring training now underway. Players are reporting to camp in Florida from this week opening day. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there without jobs. No. Here's a pair of overalls that are all you've seen to you. A perfect either laptop
Hey, Mark.
When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
KHOW News Time, 103. Colorado Attorney General Bill Weiser has filed a lawsuit to block the merger between Kroger and Albertsons. Weiser says the merger would significantly reduce competition between the two grocery chains. If the merger goes through, nearly half of all grocery stores in the Denver area would be run under one company. Kroger and Albertsons issued a joint statement saying both chains are disappointed in Weiser's decision and that they will vigorously defend the merger in courts. Denver police are investigating a fatal shooting of a man in the downtown aquarium. This man saw it all unfold. Two residents were another prosecutor in Georgia. It wouldn't go away, but certainly it would delay this process to be sure. I want to bring in John Wheel, former Deputy Assistant Attorney General at Lucy Berkeley Law Professor, and Matt Whitaker, former Acting Attorney General under President Trump. We're just minutes away from Bonnie Willis' testimony here, so we'll break away to that immediately, of course. But she is about I'm Chad Bauer. Now, impact traffic. This report is sponsored by Discover.
New slowdowns in the south end of town through Centennial I-25 northbound Fort County Line Road. Crash in the right lane has slow traffic back from Lincoln. At the moment, we're only seeing a minute or so of delays. North of there, Hampton eastbound, a crash in the left lane at I-25. However, delays are minimal. Otherwise, a green and clean drive-through out to Denver Metro and beyond. I-7 east and
Green and clean.
That's what they say.
One pinpoint weather, a mild day today, very similar to yesterday. High 53 degrees, partly cloudy.
If you
skies.
believe it,
Low of
okay.
24. Tomorrow we are expecting some scattered snow showers throughout the metro and front range. The current temperature in Denver is 44 degrees. For your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 6:30 KHOW.
Did you know Discover wants everyone to feel special? That's why with your Discover card, you have access to 24/7 customer service, as well as $0 fraud liability, which means you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply. Inflation?
Yeah, I still hate it. Inflation salvation. Save me with some cash. Oh my God. Keep listening every weekday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. for your chance to win $1,000. Just listen for the hourly keyword and enter it at khow.com. Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, it's Rick Lewis. When you're in a wreck, call the attorneys I trust at Lerner and Rowe. The consultation is free and they don't charge you a penny until they settle your case. Call them.
Addiction, trauma, depression, and anxiety can make you feel like you're alone. We promise you're not. The Raleigh House is here for you. The team at the Raleigh House provides treatment unlike any other. They understand what you've been through, and they can help you get where you need to go. The Raleigh House provides a place where you can heal from addiction or trauma, find your purpose, and start rewriting your life story. Call 720-797-8717 to get the help you need. That's the Raleigh House, 720-797-8717.
Address hair loss with the same simple one-way treatment I received at dantaylor.com.
Denver's talk station.
10 seconds, guys.
Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. That's bonus. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by Grossman Wellness Center. That will monitor your health monthly, or actually more than that. But you get one small monthly fee, includes everything. You pick your program that's best for you. GrossmanWellness.com, 303-233-4247. And folks, honest to God, that is my secret. That is what I do. And I've never felt better. Now listen, Buddy Mitchell's with us, Simply Floors Inc. somebody has a question that I find interesting, but we want calls, so we have open lines for the first time today, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Buddy, somebody wants to know what floor you would get, given your choice. You can get any floor you want. What would you get in your house? Let me guess. Solid hardwoods.
I did engineered.
Engineered, okay.
I would never get solid hardwoods. I think that's a mistake in Colorado.
Okay, let's talk about that. Hardwood floors, why do you think it's a mistake?
Because the look that most people want is a 5-inch wide plank at least.
Mm-hmm.
And in Colorado, solid hardwood grows and shrinks so much with the humidity that you'll get gaps in a solid hardwood.
Very interesting, actually.
You know, so the best hardwood out there, if you're going to get it, is an engineered wood. And I put in I'm a wood person. I like real wood, and I have 2 golden retrievers, and I am stupid for putting in a wood floor because they mar it up. But I have a beautiful, gorgeous hardwood floor that we have a lot of little area rugs on to keep the dogs from scratching it, because there's no wood out there that is scratch proof. Actually,
okay.
Well,
go ahead.
Supposedly there's one out now that we just got into our showroom that's supposed to be scratch proof.
What is it? Is it pre-finished hardwood?
It's pre-finished hardwood, yes.
Is most hardwood you sell now pre-finished?
It's all, well, no, you can still do site-finished floors, but
What's better?
In my opinion, pre-finished. If you want a designer look, if you want just plain old 2 1/4 inch red oak floors, you know, that's fine. But
now on a 5-inch plank,
yeah,
can you get luxury vinyl planking at 5?
All the way up to 12, really.
But is it really good looking at does it hold up at 5 inches, or does it warp a little?
No, it's good. 99% of it. I actually had a customer come in looking for 3.5 inch wide yesterday, and I told her, I said, I only can
How
find
many inches?
3.5.
Oh,
you know, like a
yeah.
regular
Yeah,
wood floor.
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, there's only one manufacturer out there right now that makes that. Everything else is wider.
Okay, so you said you'd go with an engineered floor. So let's explain what an engineered floor is, by the way. So it's not hardwood, solid hardwood, but it is wood, a wood product.
Yeah, what it is it's plywood with a wood veneer on top.
Now,
And
when you say plywood, it's actually plywood.
Yeah, it's plywood, or there's another where they use it. So the biggest problem is wood grows and shrinks width-wise when it's solid, right? And so when it dries out, it shrinks.
Oh,
and
no,
when it gets
I know.
wet,
I've seen
it
the
gets,
gaps. I've seen them.
Yeah. And it can be dramatic. The
Yeah.
wider the board, the more it shrinks.
Exactly.
And I was explained it's like the Richter scale a little bit. Instead of a board, let's say a 3-inch board will shrink a 16th. A 6-inch board, instead of just shrinking 2/16 will shrink 3/16.
Yeah, the wider the worse.
The wider the worse. Yeah.
What does an engineered floor do to stop that?
They run the sheets of wood are run alternating, so wood does not grow lengthwise. Okay, so when you turn, it grows by the width of the grain, not the length of like the length of the tree.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And so they run one piece this way, and then they turn it, and then they turn it, and you get a 7-ply, high quality plywood. Like we sell Anderson,
and the plywood is different. That each ply of the plywood
runs an opposite way,
and so it never moves.
It can, but not as much. It dramatically lessens it.
Now, the plywood then is glued together?
It's glued together, yeah. And then on top, they put a pretty piece of wood. Just think about it. They can't.
Now, on top is a solid piece of like a laminate?
Well, no, it's like a piece of
real
wood.
I know, it's not
It would be
laminate,
like a piece of.
But it's a layer.
It's a
thin
veneer.
layer. A veneer. Okay, veneer is better than laminate. Veneer. Yeah. So veneer of what, an 1/8 inch, 16th?
Well, you get them up to a 1/4 inch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's mine. Mine has about a 1/4 inch.
Well, that would look like exactly like real wood floor.
It's better. It's better than a real wood floor.
Okay, so that's wonderful. It's a 1/4 inch floor over wood.
Yeah, well, it's 1/8 to a 1/4. You really don't need that much, but
And the finish is really hard.
No, the finish is, yes. The one I got an Anderson hardwood. They gave me a really good deal on it since I own a store and we sold a lot of their wood. And but no floor out there, wood, is scratch proof. Okay?
No. But it's hard.
But it's hard. And, my dogs, if you see it in the
Now,
sunlight.
can you
see it.
refinish a veneered floor?
If you get one with a thicker veneer layer, but you never will. That is something that people think they'll do. Let's just say this. So like my floor has multi-layers of finish on it and stain to give it that really beautiful multicolored look.
Yeah.
The only way to do that is to sand it completely off and then just stain the wood and polyurethane it like they do on old wood. You lose the whole look of an engineered floor. They use aluminum oxide with a ceramic bead.
But is it
theoretically you could?
But it is, if you treat it right, a lifetime finish.
Oh yeah, it's so much. The finish on a pre-finished floor is 30 times better than what they can do at your site. They're putting polyurethane on your floor, which is just
in a
liquid,
controlled environment. I'm talking about the pre-finish is such a controlled environment. It's perfect.
Right, that number one. Number two, they use aluminum oxide versus polyurethane, okay, which aluminum oxide finish is a much harder, more durable finish. And then the really good ones, they use ceramic bead in the finish to even make it harder, where they can't do that on a site finished floor because of they can also control the emissions when they make it.
I get it. Yeah. Sam, what's going on with you, man? What's happening?
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Good, Sam. What's going on with hardwood?
So, I run a hardwood floor company. We've been in business 45 years.
Wow. Now, when you say you run a company, do you do the installs?
We currently run 5 crews. We have 2 install crews and 3 sand crews.
Wow.
And when it comes to engineered flooring, I just really want to put this out there. It says right on the box you have to maintain a humidity level of 30 to 50%.
Yes.
Now, how is that attainable in Colorado?
With a whole house humidifier.
Oh, so really, that's good.
But
that's
you know
good,
what,
Sam. Thank you for bringing that out.
He's
Go ahead.
saying that, but it says that the National Wood Association says you have to do that with solid wood too. Solid wood, and they do not recommend any floor. The National Wood Association of Installers, like if you're part of that group, I don't know, it's like some letters, right?
What about it?
They say that any floor over 5 inches in Colorado is not recommended, and it's called the high desert.
So Sam, what do you think about don't you have to maintain humidity even for hardwoods?
Yeah, so what we do, Tom, is now, of course, you got the National Wood Flooring Association standards. They say anything 5 inches or more. But as a business owner and an expert in my field, I glue assist or full trowel anything 3 1/4 inches or more.
And
now,
that's recommended
I go back and I look at jobs and I monitor jobs. And
do you get a lot of movement in your work or hardly any?
Well, I did a customer's house, and they had existing 3 1/4 inch, and that floor is just moving all over. But the flooring that we installed, there's no gaps in it at all, and he's to the point now to where he really wants to tear out all the existing and have us reinstall with the glue assist. And
you're doing
it really
right.
Does a good job.
You're doing it right. There's a lot of companies out there just nailing the floors in, and a lot of my competitors and a lot of his competitors, they'll just go out and they'll just take like wood. They'll maybe rest it in the house for a couple of days. You have to test the plywood in the house, and you have to test the wood, and you have to test it in multiple areas to make sure they're within the same moisture content. And then, even then, you should always nail with glue assist. And so we go out and we get a quote, we quote somebody, and that company will, just like he will, and they'll come back and say, well, their install is $2 a square foot cheaper. And it's like, well, of course they are, because they're just nailing it. We're nailing it and using glue assist.
Hey, Sam, do you not like engineered floors?
So here's what I do, Tom, is I absolutely educate the client on the product that they're getting ready to put in their house. And I think education, transparency, and basic just, you know what, you just got to let them know that if they don't follow the rules, this is what's going to happen. I think one of the most unstable engineered floors that they make is hickory. I will absolutely refuse to install a hickory engineered floor, and the reason for that is it delaminates.
Are you talking about the newest stuff, though?
No, he's right. Let me just say this. He's going up just like I am against the big company out there that advertises it like on all the time.
Yeah.
Right? And they're using a subpar plywood. Like Anderson Tuftex and the higher end companies, they use oak and better and hickory plywood, and then they put their veneer on top of it. What he's talking about is where they use fir and pine, and they use a cheap plywood, which cheapens the floor a lot, and then they put a hickory top on it, and then that hickory top can't bond with the plywood, so then the hickory peels and comes up. He's absolutely right.
Hey, Sam, if you're doing if you're doing your dream home, what floor do you put in?
I'm probably going to be putting in either 8.5 inch or 10 inch live sawn white oak with a natural oil technique.
God, that's a wide floor, man.
If you do it right,
Yeah,
you can do
and
it.
you know, if you do it right, and I did a 8.5 inch live sawn white oak floor in my father-in-law's house. I tore out a hickory floor that he had in there. I put a liquid moisture barrier. We use Vaco products, which is from Germany, which I think is probably the best or one of the top 2 best. You got Sika systems out there. But I did a full trot glue with a nail assist, and you know what? He's got very minor cracks in his floor. It's not loose by any means, but he doesn't have a whole house humidifier. And I think the biggest crack in there is probably, 32nd of an inch.
Is a whole house humidifier a nightmare? I mean, once you use it, though, I heard, like even with the piano, once you acclimate it, you can't take it away or it will be a problem.
You have to have it. It's the dramatic changes in humidity. That's the problem. It's going from 3% humidity to 90% humidity.
Well, what does it recommend for that floor, Sam? If you were to put in a whole house or buddy, what percentage is recommended? 40%? You don't have to go 90 for God's sake.
It's the variation that they're trying to get away from.
Well, so what would you put what would you set it?
Mine's set at 35.
All right, break,
and it's
we need a
perfect.
chance here, Tom.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break. Sam, what's the name of your company?
Lee's Floor Service.
Thank you, Sam. You sound like a good company. You should call and get on the referral list. 303-713-8255.
With unrest in the world and
All right, 10 seconds, buddy. We got Fuller. He's on access, ready to go.
I got him.
is key. Find out more on Retirement Realized Radio with Chad Owen. Saturday at 3 p.m. and Sunday at 9 a.m. on 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
You know, even though statistics show that if you have an attorney, you're going to get more money because they know how to deal with insurance. They know how to deal with people. They know how to apply pressure when they need to. John Fuller, I'm proud of recommending people to him. They love working with him. He's a personal injury attorney who has pledged to take only the number of cases that he can work personally. And he does your initial consultations, and he'll answer your questions free of charge if you decide it's a good fit. He works on a percentage fee basis. But John, there's always going to be a percentage of people who want to handle their own cases. What advice do you have, or when do you think they should never do their own case? Talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, it's a good question, but the statistics just really say that that's not a great idea. And so, like you said, you know, on average, 3 to 4 times what you get as a non-represented person. But then even among those cases, I believe I can put about 30% more money in your pocket if I get involved right up front, just because we are experts in how to apply all the different coverages that come into play on just a run-of-the-mill accident, meaning med pay, your health insurance, your co-pays, your deductibles, all those things. Mark can certainly chime in on the effect of those things on a relatively simple accident.
Oh, yeah.
If I can do all of that, it really makes makes it a no-brainer as to why you wouldn't want us on your side. It costs nothing to call us and talk about your accident. It costs nothing to get us on board and in representing you in the accident. We don't charge a nickel until the end of the case. So it's really a no-brainer. Either we jump on board and do a great job and get a good result for you, or or you don't owe us anything if we're not successful. So it's kind of a no-brainer. I really don't understand why you would want to endure that brain damage on these cases. We're experts and we're here to help. We sure would appreciate a call.
John, you said it great, and here's the number, 303-597-4500, 597-4500, myaccidentlawyer.co. Hey, if you're looking for an income-producing investment, you need something that is going to produce income. Why do you think there are some instruments like fixed indexed annuities that can guarantee an income? That's because they know what they're doing. They've been doing it for years. They share the return with you, so you get a certain index guaranteed, and you also get a guarantee not to lose any principal or gain, plus your income. Find out more at becomethebanker.org or call Joe, Jordan, and the entire team at 303-779-6600, 779-6600. Frank Duran, the real estate man. You know, Frank does way more than buy real estate for people and sell real estate for people. He advises you on everything to do with real estate before you list. And when you do list, he doesn't just put up a sign. He doesn't just put you in multi-list. He actively works that listing. In fact, he sells more of his own listings than anyone, and he also sells faster and for higher than the market average. He beats the market all the time. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. 303-920-1622.
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for calling the Tom Martino Show. Yes. What's your email address? Do we assign a deputy to you or anything?
This report is sponsored by Pick Bob for your Thursday morning and we'll bring your pizza starting by the afternoon. Temperatures today 10 miles.
Okay, we have
And then Friday we
30K now.
Yes, yes. Ken?
When we think Wendy's Biggie Bag, think your go-to meal deal.
The timeshare trap and St. Wadsworth. That's illegal too. Joe Lazara, 322-8760.
$179. Goes 303 all about what it can sell.
10 seconds.
What's that?
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHOW,
an iHeartRadio station.
Hello, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALKS, 303-713-8255. Anything on your mind, give us a call. You can call 303-MARTINO 24/7 as well, 303-627-8466. So, the Colorado Attorney General is opposed to the Kroger, which is King Soopers, and Albertson merger. Now, Albertson controls Albertsons, which hardly any anymore, right? Safeway. I didn't know they were together. Did you know Albertsons and Safeway are now together? Anyway, so they're going, the proposal is to have them all together. So basically in Colorado, that would be it. Our groceries, well, Walmart would be separate because they sell groceries, and Target does too, I guess, some of the super Targets.
Supposedly, by my location down south, the one down in Quebec, Amazon is going to open.
You mean Whole Foods?
Well, they're going to open what they call an Amazon Fresh.
Okay, and how does that differ from Whole Foods? I wondered about that.
Someone told me that the baskets they have, you just put the food in the basket and it automatically charges when you leave the store.
Now, Phil Weiser has filed a lawsuit against it in Denver District Court. He wants to block the proposal. He says it's not good for consumers.
There's Target. There's
first of all, there's Walmart. There's
Target.
Whole Foods. There's Target.
There's Sprouts.
You're right.
I mean,
I think he thinks some communities
probably
would be shut out of choice.
Probably the lower income communities.
And he claims that Colorados are concerned with prices. I don't think they'll increase prices, though. I mean, look, with the way things are right now, consolidation could be better for consumers depending on the corporations. But Albertsons and Kroger are now trying to merge, basically. So what is your opinion on that? Do you think it's bad or good for consumers? I'd like to know what you think. But definitely which is, if you think about it, normally this kind of thing would be something that they would be in favor of. The politicians, well, no, not Democratic politicians do they want more or less competition? It depends. Really, if this is political or if this is truly consumer driven. I mean, but that's the way it is. By the way, if you are concerned about outgassing, I've looked it up because I was obsessed with this outgassing topic. Do carpets outgas? Do hardwood floors outgas? Does anyone ever ask about that?
Oh, we get asked
all the time.
All the time.
Okay, for the environment or for health? I think more for health.
Yeah.
Because everything in your house, I heard, outgasses something.
We have a carpet called Arrow by Mohawk.
Yeah.
That has absolutely no VOCs.
None.
None.
How do they stop it?
They make it out of polyester. Polyester has no VOCs, so they make the entire thing out of polyester.
What does have VOCs?
The glue and the backing and other carpets.
Well, how do you do that without glue? I mean, because the nature of a carpet is it's twisted and woven through a back.
Yeah, they make the back out of polyester,
or glued to the back,
and then they bond it through heat. Right, so it's just a new. It's something that they came up with.
But the polyester itself.
Let me tell you what I ran into. We had one consumer. He had carpet down. We pulled his carpet up. We put this in, and he complained of off-gassing. I was like, it's impossible. We went over there, and what it was is his plywood underneath.
Well, how would he even know?
The plywood underneath, underneath had never off-gassed. So they took plywood, they put it down, they put fresh plastic carpet on it, right?
Yeah.
With carpet with a vapor barrier, and they put the carpet in right after they,
Well, but here's my question. How did he know
it was
so
outgassing?
Sensitive. I mean, he could smell it? Come on.
Well, that's what he said. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm there and I'm like, I don't smell anything, but he's like, I can smell it and I didn't smell it before. It has to be the carpet. And I'm like, no, you bought carpet that doesn't. We had it tested and it was like, it's the plywood is off gassing. You need to let the plywood, the rest of your house. It was like taking like taking a new car and wrapping it in plastic, and 5 years later you open it up and you have the new car smell still.
Now, Jackie wants to talk. And I'm trying to figure out, she was working with Deputy Doc, and was this about the floors bubbling? Was this that call from months ago, Jackie?
Yes, it is. We're still trying to figure it out.
Now, so listen to this. Listen to this, Buddy. This is good for Buddy to hear. She has a brand new home, and it's in Loveland. It was finished in May. During the final walkthrough, she noticed the LVT, or it's LVP, whatever. It was heavily damaged, right? Is that what you said?
Yes, that's correct.
How
and
was
they
it
replaced
damaged?
it before we could even move in. It was horribly scratched because the people that did like the finishing touches and stuff like that, it was when it was muddy and rainy, would bring their toolboxes in through it.
You said they fixed it, right? They tried to?
Mm-hmm. They did.
Then...
Well, that time they had to replace the entire house because it was so scratched.
They replaced the entire house, and then 5 months later...
Yes, they did.
5 months later, it started bubbling.
It has like warping. It's wavy.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay, so it's not bubbling. I have that wrong.
Well, okay, no, it's just it's like warping, like wavy.
Buckling. Were they buckling?
And you push down.
Waving and buckling.
Not quite, I mean, it really is like if you run your hand over it, it is like up and down, up and down, up and down.
But not okay. But you don't
push
see
on
spaces between it, right?
There are spaces too. Yes, there are spaces in some of the places as well.
Okay, I got a question for you. Is this slab on grade or plywood floor underneath it?
Like,
is it on the concrete? Or
where
is it? Or is it
is
on
it
the
your
second?
Yeah, what floor?
Break when you can, Tom.
It's the entire top level of the house.
There's a basement underneath
it? Under it. Yes, there is.
All right, hold on a second. We'll come back to you, okay? Because this is very interesting, and I want to see what Buddy thinks about it. 303-713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino.
What do I have here,
now,
man?
Michael Brown tomorrow morning.
Shit, sorry.
6:30 KHOW Denver.
Art of Granite.
What else?
Lazy Days.
Now.
Sheridan.
Thanks.
This report is sponsored by the 2024 Colorado Garden and Home Show.
New slowdowns on the south end of town through Centennial I-25 northbound before County Line Road. Crash in the right lane has slow traffic back from Lincoln. At the moment, we're only seeing a minute or so of delays. North of there, Hampton eastbound, a crash in the left lane at I-25. However, delays are minimal. And otherwise, a green and clean drive throughout the Denver metro and beyond. I-70 east and westbound flowing free to and from the DIA area. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, a mild day today, very similar to yesterday. High 53 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Overnight low of 24. Tomorrow, we are expecting some scattered snow showers throughout the metro and front range. The current temperature in Denver is 44 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Wipe away the winter blues at the Colorado Garden and Home Show, February 24th through March 3rd at the Colorado Convention Center. Experience 8 beautiful gardens with 8,000 flowers in bloom. Shop 500 companies with everything for your home. Visit coloradogardenfoundation.org for details.
You know, Lazy Days RV, they are the RV authority for new and used RVs, for service of RVs, and even if you want to sell your old RV, they do it all. LazyDays.com. Now, Lazy Days also has a giant service center up at exit 240 and I-25. They're on the frontage road. Used to be Century RV. It's now Lazy Days RV of Denver at Longmont. Go to exit 240 and then go south on that east frontage road, just about a quarter of a mile. What a beautiful facility. LazyDays.com. Hey, Sheridan Auto Tech will take care of your automobile. even though they may not be able to fit a giant RV. Hey, Sheridan does pre-buy inspections on used cars. They do any electrical issues with any car. They'll take care of your car when it's under warranty, even doing regular maintenance, and keep records for you to keep that warranty alive. They can do it all. And they do replacement, they do repairs, they do maintenance and electrical. 303-455-7242. It's a company I know and trust, someone you can trust. That is Sheridan Auto Tech, 303-455-7242. The Art of Granite wants to give you a price on your on your countertops, whether it be granite, like the name implies, or any natural stone or man-made material. The Art of Granite will charge you wholesale on materials. They're going to tear out and haul away free, which is a big deal, by the way, and then fabricate and install your new one, along with a free bathroom vanity when you have the kitchen done. Give them a call right now and get a price. They love quoting on the phone, that's right, because they have great deals. No one else does that. No one. TheArtOfGranite.com, 303-386-5919. The reason this smog reducing roof fascinates me is because there's no end to where that technology can go. Roads everywhere. Everywhere. I mean, it might be cost prohibitive. It is. They have all the science here, which is weird. It is.
Thanks for calling Troubleshooter Show.
Jesus. The hell happened? All I did was go and get pickle. Some water.
It's the granule.
Thanks so much for calling the Tom Martino Show. How can I help you?
Eliminate pollutant. There it is.
What's your name? All right, hang on for me.
I don't even know. It says are designed to reduce pollution in air.
Wait to get new glasses and contacts. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for calling the Troubleshooter Show. How can I help you? 57739. And you start the body of the message with Tom so it goes directly to him. Bye.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Plants. Decomposing any kind of, what is NOx? Yes. Nitrogen oxides. Plant usable salt.
10 seconds here, guys.
401k. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, and I can help. 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So Jackie, so what happened? This floor was waving. Did they replace it a second time?
No, they have tried to replace the part that is wavy, and it didn't match. And now it's wavy again, and they said they're done.
God.
And this
okay,
was
buddy, what are they doing wrong? Go ahead, sir.
I don't know that they're doing anything wrong. Not matching, I can buy. So where it's wavy, is the flooring contractor saying he won't fix it because you have water coming into the house somewhere? Because the only reason LVP gets wavy has to have you have to have some sort of water. And I don't know. There's two ways for it to be wavy. One would be if they installed it too tight and it's buckling.
How many times did they attempt to fix it?
3.
And why are they walking away from it now? They've got to have an excuse. You just can't walk away from something.
Well, they did, and they said there's nothing they can do for it. And it's like, we just paid over $500,000 for this house, and the floors are a piece of shit. They told us it was
hold on. Dragon, did you get that?
We're good.
Okay. So I can't get her back up now until we do this, but you can't say that word, Jackie. Go ahead. What do you think? I mean, if you went out there, what would you find? What would you find? What would you expect to find that's something's causing it?
Okay, so floors get wavy for 2 reasons. LVP floors get wavy for 2 reasons. One is a pinch point, meaning that they installed the floor too tight. It expanded, right? LVP expands just like laminate. It expanded.
How much does it expand?
Not very much.
Okay.
But if they installed it tight wall to wall and it gets wavy, that's one reason. The other reason it gets is water. And water, the lie about LVP is that it's 100% waterproof, and it's not, because it's made out of plastic, and if you soak plastic in water, it gets brittle.
But it's resistant.
It's resistant, yes. So you'll get a little bit of waviness to it. The third option is she's really, really picky, and it's not that big a deal, and they're just saying she's picky. And
now you can't say bad word. Where are you located? You're in Loveland, right?
In Loveland. Loveland, yes.
I could probably go up to Loveland and look at it. But
I'd hate to make it.
But let me say this: it seems to me that it's probably some. And without seeing it and looking at it and seeing what you actually, your definition of wavy, right?
Right.
It seems to me that you might have water coming in underneath the floor that's very, very light, like a very light dishwasher or sink or pipe dripping that gets the floor wet and makes it wavy. I don't know of another reason why an LVP floor would get wavy. You don't have in-floor heat, do you, in that area?
No, we do not.
Okay. I don't know why, but the home.
Listen,
are you past your 1-year warranty on your home? Is that why they're walking away?
Yeah, but we have been dealing with this.
No, I agree.
For our 1 year
in my opinion, they should still cover it if we can figure it out. Here's the thing. I want you to give your information to Kachina, and if he's ever in that area.
The other thing, she can hire an independent floor inspector, and they can come in and tell her exactly why. And
are they good? Are as good as you would be? I'm serious. I don't mean to do that.
They're more experienced on finding why. You know what I'm saying? I can look at a floor and fix it.
Jackie, that might be the only way to really be definitive here, is to get.
Okay, now do you have one that I could contact?
Yeah, if you call my office here in an hour.
Here's what we'll do. Give your number to Kachina, okay? Hold on. Let's get Jackie in touch with Buddy, and let's get her a flooring inspector. You can say it. Do you have it right now off the top?
I don't.
Okay, you don't.
Advanced Flooring Inspections, I think, is the name of their company. You can Google independent flooring inspectors.
But are they really independent and good?
No, they're in the pocket of the manufacturer, but they're not in the pocket of the installer. I'll just tell you that. It's like every time I turn around, it's an install issue, even if it's bogus.
Yvonne, what's going on with you, Yvonne?
Yes, I kind of just got put on the show, but I wasn't calling exactly to be.
Do you want to? Okay, would you rather email us first?
No, not really.
Okay, tell us what's going on.
Well, what's going on is I'm just getting roof referrals and stuff, and I know you have Petrali Roofing and XL Roofing
Right.
on your list.
Yeah, either one of those you won't go wrong, period. In the springs you are, right?
Right, and then, but I was asking her because I thought another one that used to be on your list, and maybe I'm wrong, is Total Roofing.
Don't know them.
Okay, all right. It must be from something else. Now,
I'm not telling you they're bad. I'm just telling you you're never going to go wrong. Yeah. Never with Excel Roofing and Petrali Roofing.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. Let me know if you need anything else. We have more right after this.
Now, impact traffic.
Inflation?
Yeah, I still hate it.
Inflation salvation.
Save me with some cash.
Oh my God. Keep listening every weekday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. for your chance to win $1,000. Just listen for the hourly keyword, then enter it at khow.com. Sponsored by Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, it's Rick Lewis. When you're in a wreck, call the attorneys I trust at Lerner & Rowe. The consultation is free and they don't charge you a penny until they settle your case.
Call Lerner & Rowe. Those guys are great. Call 303-333-8888.
This report is sponsored by Woodley's Fine Furniture.
Some slowdowns continue. It's down on the south end of town, I-25 northbound just before Hampton. A crash over on the right shoulder. We're seeing slow traffic back from Orchard Road and only a couple minutes of delays for folks heading north to the downtown area. Heading northeast of there and leaving DIA, Pena Boulevard southbound, some stop-and-go traffic between Tower Road and 56th. I-70 east and westbound flowing free throughout town. Out west into the high country, some road construction continues. I-70 westbound through Lookout Mountain. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, another mild day, just like yesterday. Partly cloudy skies, high 53, overnight low of 24. Tomorrow, scattered snow showers throughout the Front Range. The current temperature in Denver is 45 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Woodley's Fine Furniture, specializing in handcrafted Colorado-made furniture, custom upholstery, solid wood, and the most comfortable leather furniture imaginable. You will not find better built furniture in Colorado than at Woodley's. Visit woodleys.com today.
You know, over the years, garage door companies come and go. But you know who gets bigger and better? I'm going to tell you, it's One Clear Choice Garage Doors. I've known these guys for many, many years, and they do a wonderful job with emergency service 24/7 if you can't get your garage open or closed, or if you just need an inspection when you're moving into a home, or if you need a replacement of any part. They do it all, and all of their prices are on the website, oneclearchoicedoors.com, oneclearchoicedoors.com. Hey, you know what? I like RKC Automotive. I like Ramondo and his team because they do old cars, new cars, big cars, small cars, domestic cars, foreign cars, whatever it is, they do it. Each car, by the way, no matter what you bring it in for, they get a courtesy inspection top to bottom with no extra charge for that because they want to make sure you don't leave with any surprises. That's RKC Automotive. Honesty, integrity, and great prices. Check him out. 2120 West Evans. That's on Evans, west of Tejon. Now you can find him on Facebook, RKC Automotive, 720-749-3965. 720-749-3965. RKC Automotive. Hey, Genesis right now, they're the ones who introduced us to that smog-eating roof that just fascinates me. The granules react to the environment to create a nitrogen oxide, which is harmless, and it actually sheds by water into the soil. It's actually good for the soil, too. It's amazing. Not only is it an eco-friendly roof, but it's a wonderful roof. Now, they do more than just that roof. They do all kinds of exterior stuff. In fact, everything you see on the outside of your house, siding and stucco windows and doors, decks, railings, painting. If you have storm damage, they can put it all on one invoice. And that is truly Genesis Total Exteriors.com, 303-679-8509. Seem obsessed with this room.
If it's cool, it's cool.
I just think that all the panic about everything. Just, buddy.
Jazzy. How are ya? Uh-oh. What'd you get from Jimmy John's?
I got a Little John roast beef for now.
Nice.
And I got a regular size sandwich for my dinner later.
So, not lying, and this just shows my lack of awareness of everything around me because I don't really eat fast food that much. I thought Jimmy John's and McDonald's were the only ones that do the app thing. Nope. Found out Chipotle, Taco Bell, Wendy's, everybody does that, and so.
Like you do Taco Bell through the room, it could be like free tacos and like free delivery and things like that.
Well, that was the funny part. So I went on and I'm like, I didn't know Taco Bell had an app. And I'm like, what the hell's going on here? I just completely. So yesterday, well, I wonder if, and so I texted my husband throughout the day. I'm like, Chipotle has an app. Who knew? Yeah, and he goes, my God, child, you are so, you know, I'm 100% repressed. I'll say that. All right, that pickle gave me a second win, Dragon.
Woo!
I am back.
Yeah, woo!
Hey, Mark.
10 seconds, guys.
Do I need to stop this?
Consumers. Leland Conway.
Leland thinks the way I do.
Dan Kaplan.
And Kaplan, he keeps fighting the good fight.
On Denver's talk station.
The station I keep it on.
630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So we've had a spirited discussion on floor coverings and other things. Now homeowners insurance. Paul, go ahead. Paul.
Long-time listener, I have a question on some homeowners insurance.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I do construction work, and I have a client that the farmers was offering them very little for their hail damage. So I got Matt from Paragon, who I think is on your list.
Yes, he is.
Okay, so I got him involved. So Matt was able to get some extra money from them. The long and short of it is they cut a check for $29,000, which isn't the whole amount, but they cut a check for farmers cut a check for $29,000, and they sent it to Matt. Matt then sent it to the homeowner, and somehow somebody intercepted the check and cashed it, $29,000. So now the insurance company says they're not responsible, and the homeowner is blaming me in a way, saying that Matt maybe didn't send the check. He was the last one to see the check, so we're trying to figure out.
Yeah,
if
he's not going to cheat anyone out of anything. But how did he say he sent the check?
He mailed it. He mailed the check to the homeowner.
And how do we know the cash? But it was cash. Listen, we have to investigate this, and I'm going to talk to Matt too. So hold on. I can you get that friend to come on with us, or you can come on with us tomorrow. We will get to the bottom of this. Kachina, this is very, very important. Also, simplyfloorsinc.com, 303-731-5380. Don't forget 303 Martino. Save all your problems for me.
Follow Tom Martino.
You're clear, buddy.
So